Oh, man. We're starting off with a bang this morning, folks. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hey, it's MJ. The internet is down in the building. I just fired up the hotspot on my phone. So, I've got my phone working. I've got my laptop working. We can't play audio over the internet during the show. Fester's not in here. Oh, Fester's walking in now. Roxanne was not in here. Roxanne is now walking with Fester. Apparently, Roxanne was locked out, so Fester had to leave at the very beginning of the show moments ago. Now, Roxanne, did you leave your key card somewhere, or what?
No, it just wasn't working. But then I got it to work, and then Fester was there, and it just wasn't working.
Well, hang on a minute. It's a very simple process. You've got this rectangular card. It looks like a credit card.
Yeah, I understand that process.
You hold it up to the little door.
Oh, is that how you do it?
That's how you get into the building.
I didn't know that.
All right. So you tried your key card to get into the building?
Yeah, I do what I do every day. I held it up, and I've been on the phone this morning already with people knowing the craziness that's going on here. I'm like,
you do what you do every morning. You walk in.
I think this key card thing is the least of the problems around here.
No,
is it not?
Right.
That's a good point.
And Froggy's not here today. Froggy text messaged the group. My texts are working.
Oh, good.
What
was wrong?
Well, I'll tell you in a second. So my text messages really did not work, essentially, since I came back to Tampa early Sunday morning, Super Bowl Sunday, earlier in the week. We got in from Los Angeles on the red eye after coming in from Taiwan via Jakarta, via Sarang in Indonesia. And, I had a couple of texts come through, and it was mostly Android texts that were coming through over Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and like just a few iPhone texts trickled in, like my brother and just a few. But for the most part, 98% of my texts were probably not working for the last 3 days. And I figured it out. I had to go to the Verizon store after I was on the phone with Verizon customer service, the 611, and they couldn't get it fixed. They had to escalate me, and then they had to open up a ticket. And then I went to the store. I said, well, should I just go to a store? Should I get a new SIM card? Well, I did all that. But first, hold on. It's always something. So we're alerted. The minute I come in this morning, I'm alerted that the internet is down in the building.
See, I got that same phone call when I was in the car driving in.
Who called you?
Pat and I were talking,
right.
And so he said, by the way, internet is down, just heads up. And so then as soon as I started to do my key card, like I do it every day, it's in my purse, but I just hold my purse up and it wasn't working. And I was like, great, nothing in this, you just assume nothing in the building is working.
Yeah. Hang on a sec. I'm firing up my laptop to make sure that MJ TV's working. Apparently, Andrew says that it must be some kind of different internet circuit, because apparently MJ TV is on. Hang on, I'm clicking on that.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, all right. So MJ TV is working for those.
Okay.
For those that are dependent on MJ TV and our viewership on MJ TV, it's the whole morning show live on camera. We've got multiple cameras in the studio. You can watch the entire show on MJ TV every morning. You go to mjmorningshow.com. At the top navigation bar, you'll see MJ TV. You click on that. Then there's a rectangular logo. Watch the feed live. And, of course, from 6 to 10 a.m., when we're on the air, which is most of the time, but we were on vacation for a couple of weeks when I went scuba diving in Indonesia. You click on the long rectangular graphic that says watch the MJ Morning Show live, and you click on it, which I just did. And hang on, let me unmute it here. Rectangular logo, watch the feed live.
Yeah.
And, of course, from 6 to 10 a.m. All right, so that's my laptop. Let me hit mute again.
About a 10-second delay, right? 15-second delay?
Whatever it is. There is a little bit of a delay. So MJ TV is working. The rest of the building internet is out. So the computer that Fester controls in front of me, when I say, hey, Fester, bring up this audio, go to a YouTube video, bring this on, that's not working. So I hotspotted my phone to my laptop so I can, use my laptop in here connected to the internet via the hotspot on my cell phone. So who knows? Orlando down the hall They were off the air for 2 mornings. They had to put best of on because their studio died.
But they're back on
because of the 20-year-old equipment that we have in this building where anything could die at any moment. I mean, I got to be honest. We could be off the air. We could suffer the same fate as Orlando down the hall. They could not do a live show for 2 days because the brain that runs the audio control consoles for a number of our radio stations, something called the Vistamax, it died because it's from 2006 that CBS installed.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Beasley bought these stations in 2015. And these stations should have been technologically updated years ago. And they weren't. And everyone knew that it was a technological ticking time bomb around here, but nobody wanted to do anything until things just blew the F up. And they did. So Orlando's been off the air for 2 mornings, right? And then the backup studio that they would use, that was on that same brain. So that studio was down as well. All right. So just a total pain in the arse. So that's on the right side of the studio hallway. Back on this end, on the other brain that controls the studio equipment, it's us, Q105. It's WQIK, our country station. And right behind us, it's 92.5. It's Maxima, right behind us here. If that brain goes, we could have 3 of our other stations, and there have been glitches and there are indications. We're just well past the life of this equipment. And they've just been dragging their feet, and essentially, the chickens are coming home to roost. And listen, when I got here 3.5 years ago and brought the whole MJ Morning Show back, I'm like, oh, geez, they're using these old Harris, on-air consoles. I know many folks in the business that have these things die over the last, 5-7 years. I'm like, oh, man, we're on borrowed time. Oh, we're getting new studio. Well, listen, they promised me a new studio within a year of us showing up. And it's now 3.5 years, and we still don't have a studio.
We know.
I mean, clients come in here, and they're like, oh, my God, you're not joking around. Hold on. What do they say?
They say, oh, my God, you're not joking around.
When I say
this is it, really?
When I say that our studio is an absolute dump, clients come in and they're like, wow, you're not kidding. This place is a dump.
Yeah, they come in and say, this is a crap box studio, just like you describe it.
Anyway, the wake-up call has clearly been blasted across the bow, and the warning shot has happened. So now all of a sudden they're accelerating. But then I hear they're kind of cutting corners and skimping, and anyway. So we'll see. I still haven't signed my contract. I'm having second thoughts. I got to be honest.
As you should.
Yeah,
as you should.
I'm having second thoughts. So
well, we aren't going to be able to Google anything so far today.
Well, I have a hotspot. No,
you do?
Well, we have cell phones. We can Google on our cell phones.
Guess what? This building doesn't allow myself. Like, I just tried to log on to Instagram on my phone.
You're on what? AT&T?
AT&T.
Yeah. All right. So Verizon in our building also sucks. For whatever reason.
As does AT&T.
The Cougar Executive Park, or now what is it? Bayfront, whatever the hell we're called. Anyway, this office park near 4th and Gandy in St. Pete. The cell service here sucks. AT&T sucks. Verizon sucks. However, my Verizon is better than AT&T. I'm able to get service. I'm actually hooked up on my hotspot, and I am using my laptop and my phone, so I can Google. I can do certain things. Then Froggy sends us a text overnight that he's not feeling well. He's not going to make it. Anyway, I've got a very phenomenal show planned for today.
Good.
However, if I need audio from Fester to be played on the air from the internet,
I just have to reenact it. It's a lot of dramatic reenactments.
Yeah, so we'll try to find out what the hell's wrong with Froggy. Just getting rolling, folks. It's always something. Michelle and I at Olive Garden last night. We're back in minutes. Stand by. MJ Morning Show Q105. Pat's got traffic. So what's the diagnosis? I was in the middle of doing something, and I thought I heard someone in the hallway say that our internet in the building is down. Like, for instance, I want to play the audio this morning of like a drunk, slurring Travis Kelce during the Kansas City Chiefs parade, which, by the way, was marred by gunfire. At least 2 in custody. A third one was tackled. Can you believe that Kansas City police at this point still, we have no information on a motive at the shooting at the celebratory parade? It's kind of bizarre.
Yeah.
There's no information yet. They haven't released really any details on even the possibility of a motive. There were some rumblings that it might have been a fight in the crowd, but still, you've got 22 people shot.
Yeah, that's a lot of shooting for a rumble in the crowd.
Exactly, including like 11 kids between the ages of 6 and 15. Those individuals are expected to make a recovery. There's one individual that has died, and it turns out it's a female DJ from like a community radio station in Kansas City. And it's a woman that hosted. It looks like the radio station's kind of a public radio station because it's like 90.1 in Kansas City, KKFI. And it's a 100,000 watt station. So that's a big signal. But it looks like they have a variety of programming: blues, jazz, reggae, rock, hip-hop, alternative, Hispanic, world music.
Community radio.
Yeah, so it's, different formats. It's like a public community radio station. And apparently this DJ, her name Lisa Lopez, and she did a Tejano music show, and she's at the parade, and she's shot and killed. It's like, oh, my God. I mean, I'm horrified by this. But Kansas City police at this point, they're not releasing any information on a motive or those that were taken into custody. It's just kind of a bizarre situation, but that sucks.
Yeah.
Here you got KCMO, you got Kansas City, Kansas. They're all celebrating the Chiefs' back-to-back wins, and you have to have that celebration marred by a mass shooting. It just sucks.
For the first time when I saw this news break yesterday, I didn't feel surprised when they said...
That's morbid.
I know, but all these events, all the way back from the Boston Marathon, ever since then, I was always shocked when this would happen. And I was like, you know what? I'm not surprised.
We're definitely desensitized.
Well, that's a bad thing.
Yeah, it really is.
Listen, I don't think I'm desensitized. I'm upset. I'm shocked at every event like this. I don't think I'm desensitized.
I'm mad at it.
Yeah.
I'm not happy
course.
about it, but I'm not surprised by it.
Exactly.
Anyway, what I was saying was Travis Kelce was like all slurring and and we can't even pull the audio because our internet is down in the building. I guess I could bring it up on my cell phone.
Sure.
And I can hold my cell phone speaker to my to the microphone.
I'm still all for Fester's reenactment.
Yeah.
We going to call him Fexter?
Fexter's
Fexter.
I was trying to say reenactment, the actment part of reenactment blended into your name.
Fexter. Hey, it's Uncle Fexter.
Hello.
Here on the MJ Morning Show. So Travis Kelce, he was all slurring and wobbling. Did I see that he had to be held up?
I wouldn't be surprised.
So he pulled like a Tom Brady. Remember,
big time.
Remember when the Bucks won the Super Bowl and Tom Brady, after he got off the boat, after he went through the Vince Lombardi trophy from one, and his daughter, remember his little daughter, what was it, Vivian?
Viv,
whatever.
Like,
So
don't do it, Dad.
Yeah. 9-year-old Tom Brady daughter has heard, no, Dad, because she knew that it could have been a disaster, that the Vince Lombardi trophy could have ended up at the bottom of the Hillsborough River, along with all those stupid lime scooters that people throw into the river. It's kind of comparable because Tom Brady was just blasted off his ass. But the point is, our internet in the building is busted. Luckily, MJTV is still working. Somehow that miraculously is a different internet stream, but our computers are not working in order to play audio on the air. And I heard someone blare in the hall that we have a router issue. What's the story with that?
So apparently, we're a radio station that our internet, I guess, comes from our corporate office. The corporate router, which is not located in the city of Tampa, is broken.
So are you telling me this isn't just a Beasley here in Tampa issue?
I don't know that.
Hey, let's get Beasley Boston on the phone. Do our phones work? Let me see if our phones work. Hang on. They do.
Yeah, they do.
All right, what's the number for Beasley and Boston?
We can't Google it. We have no idea.
No, we don't know. I don't know. WEI? What?
I gotta say, I'm gonna try real quick.
You are in charge of everything today because you're the only one with a hot spot, MJ.
Seriously, I'm gonna try to call Beasley Boston right now. Hang on a minute. Beasley Detroit.
Yeah.
Beasley.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do Beasley Boston because we've got Boston, we've got Las Vegas, we've got Philadelphia. Hang on a minute. Maybe I'll call Phil. What's the big show we have up in Philly? Is it what's their name?
I don't know.
Philly.
The Herb and Skitch Show. I have no idea.
Beasley radio stations. Hang on a minute. Yeah, who are the? Hey, what's the name? There's like a famous show up in Philadelphia. What the hell's their name?
So famous, we have no idea who they are.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
It's close.
No, that's a TV show.
I know.
No, what the hell's the name of the morning? Hey, Andrew, do you know the name of the morning show? Can you look up on your phone quickly and get me the phone number? So, Beasley Media Group, Philadelphia. All right, I think I found it. All right. No. It's WMMR. What's that morning show on WMMR?
On the Whammer?
Yeah. Hang on a sec. Let me get WMMR Philly, and I'm going to call them up live on the air and see if their internet is down as well. All right, WMMR. Okay, what's the name of their damn show? On air, listen and watch. Okay, on air. Preston and Steve.
Oh,
Preston and Steve.
Yeah, Preston and Steve is the name of the morning show. Hang on, let me
rolls right off the tongue, boys.
Let me call WMMR phone number. Yeah, WMMR Philadelphia. All right, hang on a minute. I think I've got their number. Request and contest line. I got it. Hang on. I'm going to dial them up. 1-610-667. All right. Hopefully this is their number.
Thank you for calling Beasley Media Group right here in Philadelphia.
Hey!
Home of radio stations 93.3 WMMR.
Wait a second.
95.7
That's the office line.
Hey!
97.5 The Fanatic.
Why do they have a pukey guy? Welcome to Beasley, Philadelphia. Andrew, what's that? Apparently, hold on a minute. Apparently, that's the business line that I dialed. All right, so I'm dialing another number. I'm dialing what? 1215. Yep. 26. Hang on, I screwed it up. Hang on. 1215-263. Yep. WMMR. Okay. All right. So this is the call-in line. So I'm dialing these guys up right now. You said 639 WMMR is the phone number?
Do they answer their phone?
I don't know. We're going to find out.
We answer our phone around here.
629 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. We're calling one of our sister station markets, Philadelphia, to see if these guys answer their phones. See, I wouldn't stand for this. I would be all over Andrew's ass if the phone rang this long without being picked up here at the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Is it 215-639W? Oh, hang on. What is it? Oh, no, I got it. Yeah, 215-263-96. Yeah, then what? Come on, guys. Pick up the freaking phone. I'm trying to figure out if your internet is down, if it's like the corporate router that's all busted. They're not picking up the phone. Come on, guys.
This is awful.
What kind of customer service do they have at WMMR in Philadelphia that the phone is ringing? I would brain Andrew if the phone rang this long without being answered. Here on the MJ Morning Show. Man, that's just ringing and ringing and ringing. Man, it's 6:31 in the morning. Come on, Philly, answer the phone. Always sunny in Philadelphia. It's always ringing in Philadelphia.
That's all that's happening there.
At some point, it times out, right?
I mean, after
We're
like 100
sorry.
rings,
Your call cannot be completed. Is it 100
I don't
rings?
know. It's a while.
Not test it.
It's like, how many licks does it take to...
MMR, who is this?
Hey, it's MJ Morning Show in Tampa, another Beasley Media Group station. We're live on the air. Hey, is your internet down?
No.
Your internet is working?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're the world-famous MJ Morning Show on Q105 Tampa Bay, another Beasley Media Group station.
I mean, we're no Preston and Steve.
Yeah,
but,
we're no Preston and Steve.
But
Yeah, we aspired to be like Preston and Steve one day, but our internet is down, and we were told that it's the corporate server in Naples. So, hey, put Preston and Steve on the phone.
All right.
Yeah, put Preston and Steve on the phone. I got to talk to them.
it's a very, very assertive producer.
So their internet's working?
Yeah.
All right, hey, get me Preston
Let
and
us
Steve.
talk to Preston, please.
But get him on the phone. Let's go. Come on.
Stop roughing the guy.
Listen, I'm live on the air here. This is
understand.
valuable broadcast time.
The guy can hang up on us
All
just
right.
like we do.
And don't forget how they are in Philly. You know,
He just hung up on us.
He did hang up on us.
He's going to hang up on you.
He's gonna-
Bastard hung up on
Yeah,
us.
yeah. That's
So-
you know what they act like in Philadelphia.
Okay, so hold on. This producer is telling Preston, yeah, I got another morning show from Tampa once. Hang up on those guys.
They hate Tampa. They hate Tampa.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
How do you know that? How,
The
how do you know they hate Tampa?
The cities
Oh,
don't get
Yeah,
along.
oh,
the
so
cities.
you think? Wait a minute. You think it's the whole, like the Philadelphia Eagles fans? You think
Yeah.
that rubs off on even our company radio stations
Oh,
in Philly?
no
That
question,
They
because-
hate us like Philadelphia Eagles fans hate the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. No, it's Philadelphia does not like when they hear Tampa,
Yeah.
it's like a trigger word for them.
All right, what
Ugh, I
time?
hate
Oh
those
man,
people.
I'm running late. 6:33 at the MJ Morning Show. Hey, early morons in the news on the way. Next, no Froggy this morning, which kind of sucks because I got a couple of Froggy things to deal with. Do we know what's wrong with Froggy? Is he running on the same line as the internet server here at Beasley?
Well, usually he does describe an ailment, but it was just
Right.
having a bad night.
Yeah, that's all we have from him. 6:33, back in a second. Early morons in the news next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Folks. Now, is this domestic violence or is this just a pillow fight? Time for a brand new feature here on the MJ Morning Show. Domestic violence or pillow fight? All right, listen, there's nothing funny about DV. There are some horrific cases. There have been some horrific situations and outcomes that are just a horror. But, you know, I saw this last night, and it's from our good friends up at the Villages News, up in the Villages, America's friendliest hometown.
Yeah.
Well, apparently not in this case. An adult son has been arrested for throwing a pillow in his mother's face in the Villages. So, I mean, immediately you're thinking of pillow fight,
Yeah, like a high school sleepover pillow fight.
Yeah.
But this is mother and son.
Early morons in the news. Adult son arrested after throwing a pillow in his mother's face at their home in the Villages. Deputies were called on Super Bowl Sunday to the home in the village of Winifred. How many villages are there?
Like 25,000.
Really?
Yeah, like a bunch.
Oh, yeah, look. The village of Hairy Butt.
Listen.
I'm sorry. That's Harry Butte. I'm sorry. It's my fault. All right. So the village of...
You want to stay out of the pool at the village of Hairy Butt.
Yeah, the village of Winifred, where 43-year-old Thomas Leopold Milsinski lives with his parents. Hey, Tommy, you're 43 years old.
I mean...
Would you move out of your parents' house already, dude? Come on. You're 40, dude, you're 43. Come on.
I know life hasn't worked out exactly like you planned.
What's the matter here?
Still, man.
What's going on here, Tommy? You have a Valentine's date last night? Just out of curiosity, Tommy. All right, so Thomas Leopold Milsinski lives with his parents, according to the arrest report from the Sumter County Sheriff's Office. Milsinski, who stands 5'11" and weighs 250 pounds, that might be morbidly obese, became irate when his mother would not give him money to buy marijuana. Story gets better by the minute.
Oh, my gosh.
Come on, Mom.
43 years old. Mom, come on. Give me my allowance. Come on, Mommy. Come on. 43 years old, begging his mother for marijuana money. Mom said no. It's like you got to fight for your right to party. What was that? What's that line? You ask your mother, please, and she still says no. You got to fight for your right to party.
All he wanted to do was party.
That's it.
So he wanted money from Mom for marijuana. Mom said no. So he began throwing pillows at her. One of them hit her in the face. Milsinski's father witnessed the altercation. Tommy Boy fled the home prior to the arrival of law enforcement from the Sumter County Sheriff's Office. He returned a few hours later and was arrested on a felony charge of battery on a person over the age of 65.
Oh, yeah, that's an extra charge.
Yeah, taken into custody. Well, it's an enhanced charge is what it is. He was taken into custody, booked into the Sumter County Detention Center, where he was held initially without bond. I don't know if he's bonded out yet. I just saw the story yesterday. They just published this yesterday on the Village's News website. So, can you imagine? So, question remains, is that really a felony battery, or is that just a pillow fight?
I mean, it depends how he threw it. I mean, if he launched it at her face.
Yeah.
Sorry, pal.
Hey, Thomas, I'm looking at his mugshot. I got to hold this up to MJTV.
I see it.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to hold this up right now. If you're watching MJTV, I'm holding his mugshot. Look at his face. He's doing like a scrunchy. He's like, what do you call that when you?
What is that?
It's almost like his chin is up and he's pushing his lips up.
It looks like a bulldog face, right?
Yeah,
A scowl?
Maybe a scowl in his mugshot from the Sumter County Sheriff's Office.
I imagine he's pretty pissed off.
What a mess. Oh, and you know what? Today actually could be all villages morons in the news. Do you remember the dentist that attacked the other golfer? Remember
that was interesting.
Yeah,
yes.
that was a really interesting story. Well, there's an update on that. The victim of an attack last year at the Harbor Hills Golf Course is suing the dentist accused of beating him with a golf club. I'm sorry.
I mean,
this dentist got into a fight with another golfer and started beating the guy with the club on the golf course.
Well, you knew that was going to happen.
Dr. Joseph Sivak has filed a 2-count lawsuit against dentist Eddie Orobitg. Guy's name is Orobitg. How the hell do you pronounce that? Orobitg?
That's the dentist name?
Yeah.
it's Orobitg.
Orobitg.
Like Buttigieg.
Yeah. So Dr. Sivak is seeking more than $50,000 in damages for each count for injuries which Sivak suffered during the attack last April. The complaint alleges that Sivak suffered great bodily injuries, disability, loss of earning capacity, severe emotional distress. The 53-year-old dentist has not yet filed a response to the civil lawsuit. Did he say 4 before he cracked him over the head with the golf club? That's what I want to know. Oro was apparently enraged on April 30th when he was golfing at Harbor Hills and Lady Lake when Sivak and his wife walked near him on the Harbor Hills golf cart path, according to the arrest report from the Lake County Sheriff's Office. Oro Bidig told the couple that they were not supposed to walk on the golf course path as it's intended for golf carts, and it is a rule of the golf course. The native of Korea, who served as a dental officer with the U.S. Navy at submarine base Kings Bay, Georgia, hit Sivak on the leg with his golf club. The report said Sivak tried to defend himself with a water bottle, but Oro Bidig continued to bash the guy with the golf club. Sivak's wife then called 911. Can you imagine? 911, what's your emergency? Yeah, some maniac is beating the crap out of my husband with a golf club.
Yeah. And the funny thing was this dentist advertised light touch.
By the
that's right.
That's
that's
the
right.
original story.
We went to his website and he advertised himself as Light Touch Dentistry.
And he's clubbing the guy with his club.
It's not light touch golfing, I'll tell you that. No, it's not. By the time deputies arrived on the scene, Sivak was covered with blood. EMS personnel determined Sivak had suffered potentially broken ribs, potentially broken jaw, a ripped earlobe, possible traumatic brain injury. Transported by ambulance to a local hospital. Oh, my God, what a mess. Oro Bidig's juvenile son said his father had asked the couple to get out of his way. The son said that Sivak got in his father's face and a verbal altercation broke out. And he then broke out the 1 wood and the 9-iron and started breaking this guy's jaw. My God. Anyway, so the update on the story is that the victim has now filed a lawsuit against the attacker, Mr. Light Touch Dentistry. The hell? Yeah, crazy. That's why we call it Morons of the News, folks. And today it's been brought to you by The Villages. Yeah, The Villages, Florida's favorite hometown.
Florida's friendliest hometown.
Hold on, I got the jingle here.
And favorite.
Yeah, if ever I forget, hold on, I've got the jingle here. Let me refresh my memory.
The Villages, Florida's friendliest hometown.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, why is that area so dense with these crazy freaking stories? What is going on up there?
Is it the older population and you just do whatever you want when you get to be a certain age?
Just turn away from the microphone.
She might have.
What are you doing?
Wait, I have to use the restroom.
Hold on, you're walking away from the microphone as you're speaking?
No. I took my headphones off. I thought we were going to break, and I was like getting ready to fly out the door. Okay, continue. Well, I sit here and...
Well, you were saying something. Go finish saying what you were saying.
No, I was saying maybe it's because there are so many elderly people there in the villages, and when you become a certain age, you just don't care anymore. You have your own set of rules that you live by.
Maybe, but the dentist is 52. What the hell is he doing living in the villages?
Anyway, the early Morons of the News brought to you by the Villages. Roxanne, you can leave now. Would you like to give us the Doppler effect again of you like leaving the microphone?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, bye-bye, everybody. I'm leaving now.
Goodbye.
All right. You're like a 3-year-old kid. You're like jumping up and down. You gonna wet your pants?
She might.
Roxanne is running.
Hold on.
Running out of the studio. Hold on, I'm not done yet. Come back. No,
We need you. Hold on. Don't go anywhere.
All right.
Oh, man.
7 o'clock hour starts next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Hey, 7:02 at the MJ Morning Show. MJ and the crew here, just minus Froggy today. Roxanne, was your trip to the bathroom successful?
Oh, yeah. Do you want to analyze it?
No. You're like sitting there. You're squeezing your legs together, and you're jumping up and down like you're a 4-year-old. Mommy, I can't hold. Mommy,
It's not like that happens often for me. So when it happens, let me go.
All right. Well, apparently you went. All right. 7:03 MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Don't forget, an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ comes up in about 21 minutes. Every morning at about 7:23, 7:25. We go an hour and 20 minutes with no music, no commercials. It's nonstop MJ Morning Show content. No one does this. An hour and 20 minutes nonstop here on the MJ Morning Show. So, Fester, I'm very disappointed in you.
Why? Why this
Because
time?
this apparently is your favorite store, and this has occurred, and you didn't race in here like the building was on fire? I can't believe that the Dollar Tree, which then became the $1.25 tree,
Yes.
is now apparently the $1.50 tree.
I'll have you know that I am in the middle of an investigation on this entire matter. I just found out about this yesterday.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's an investigation here on the MJ Morning Show. Yes. The I-team is on it. An investigation. Yes, Fester.
My wife told me she went to the Dollar Tree with my recommendation to buy some Valentine's Day crap, like the little hearts with, 3 pieces of chocolate in it for the kids to pass out to a couple of other friends.
Okay.
And my wife tells me yesterday, I'll have you know that you led me wrong. And I'm like, well, I've done that since
When did the Dollar Tree go to $1.50?
She said the heart was $1.50 now.
Yes.
And I was like, well, it should be $1.25. She goes, no, the heart's $1.50. Now, I've known that Dollar Tree has an enhanced section where they have things for $3 to $5.
Yeah,
I've known that.
I saw that in the story that I saw last night, that a woman also claimed, I guess in response comments to this woman's video that's gone viral, this woman is in her car, and she has just come out of a Dollar Tree location. She's got her kid in the car, and she holds up her receipt, and she's trying to figure out what's going on here. Here, listen to the audio for this woman. She's in her car.
Why are you putting it on me?
We got to refresh
For
it.
real, this is crazy. I didn't even know they changed it.
Yeah, look at this. This is the woman's viral video. Let me start it again from the beginning because I joined kind of halfway through. Here, listen. All right, let me hit play. All right, hold on a minute.
Come on.
Why is it not playing?
I don't know. Click the
All
middle.
right, here we go.
Go.
Okay. I did hit go, so I guess it's not playing. I don't know. Yeah. It's not working.
I don't know.
Anyway, so this woman
She points out that they've raised their prices to $1.50.
from $1.25 after it was $1 because it was the Dollar Tree.
Can someone tell me
Here we
when
go.
Dollar Tree changed their prices from $1.25 to $1.50?
Why are you putting it on me?
And then she aims the camera toward her kid, like in the back seat, and the kid's like, "Why are you pointing it at me?" Well, it went from $1 to $1.25, and now apparently Dollar Tree's the $1.50 tree. And you, Fester, this is your favorite store. How did this sneak under the Fester radar?
Okay, I'm telling you, in my investigation, I just learned yesterday that the prices were raised when my wife was telling me how much she paid for the Valentine's Day hearts. I was like, $1.50?
Hold on. Your wife went to Dollar Tree yesterday on Valentine's Day to get Valentine's Day hearts?
She went there the day before yesterday. So she went there
she
Tuesday.
went there on the 13th.
And I didn't know about it. And I saw them yesterday out. And I go, hey, these are the ones you got from the Dollar Tree? And she's like, oh, yeah. And screw you, buddy. You lied. They were $1.50. And I'm like, no. No. It wasn't $1.50. They are $1.25 now. And she goes, no.
How long before it becomes like the $15 tree?
Pretty soon, man. I mean, it's crazy. And they're opening these stores left, right, and center, man. They're opening them up everywhere. Now,
where are they opening up new Dollar Trees?
Every little town. It's like the new Dollar General has maxed out their footprint.
Dollar General, man, their business model is they put their stores in like the most remote, out of the way places with like population 12, and you're driving through some sleepy little town. You got tumbleweeds going across the road. You're swerving to avoid cows in the road, and boom, oh, look, there's a Dollar Tree. Then you go down the road like 4 more miles. Oh, there's another, a Dollar General.
Well, okay.
Dollar General. Their model must be they go into a lot of like little, small, kind of low income areas.
Areas where supermarkets, the demographics of the area doesn't warrant opening up a whole Winn-Dixie or a whole Publix.
Like a massive supermarket.
So there's no supermarket in that town.
And like with Dollar General, it serves as like the supermarket. Because I think I've been in a Dollar General where they even have like refrigerated and frozen cases as well.
The Dollar Tree has a frozen case.
Are you serious?
Yes. Have you ever been to a Dollar Tree?
Yeah, because my kids love like the dollar toy wall. This is back when it was $1.
$1, I know.
Not $1.25.
Now it's $1.50.
And
apparently.
when the kids were little, like Chloe was like 9 years old, Julian's like 6, and I'd be driving somewhere, and they I don't know, you know what? I think it was my mother-in-law introduced the kids to the Dollar Tree like junk wall, where you could get all these little like toy knick-knack trinkets, kind of like the junk that at an arcade, like you turn in your little skee ball tickets and pick prizes up, So my mother-in-law introduced the kids to the Dollar Tree, and then whenever we'd be driving, and I'd have the kids in the back, and they'd see like a shopping center. Tell you what, they had like little eagle eyes. They're like, "Daddy, Dollar Tree." So on occasion, I would pull in to Dollar Tree, and they would, pick a couple of dollar items off the wall. Hang on a sec. Andrew says go to line 7. Hi, good morning, MJ Morning Show. Brenda's in Clearwater. Hey, Brenda, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning.
Hey, Brenda, what's up?
So we were just talking in our family about every time we see a Dollar General, there's a campground nearby. So when we go camping, we know if we can't find a Publix or a grocery store, we can find a Dollar General.
Yeah. I mean, you go to the most backwoods roads in Florida, in these small little towns, in like a county that you didn't even know was in Florida. And guess what? You're just tooling down the road. There's nothing but trees. And boom, right there, there's a Dollar General off to the side. Like, next to like a, somebody's rusted out motorhome. Next to like a scrapyard with like 1970s vehicles all piled up, and whoa, look at right next door. There's a Dollar General.
But that little store sustains the community.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it does.
Absolutely.
They, without a doubt. So you got to give like Dollar General credit for opening locations and giving people access to household items and food, so they don't have to drive like 47 miles to the closest Winn-Dixie or Publix or something.
Absolutely.
All right, so
come in handy for bathroom breaks as well while traveling.
So they have bathrooms. You can just walk in and use the. Do they charge you $1 at Dollar General to use the bathroom?
You buy something, but when you have kids, you got to find a break.
Guess what? They charge you $1 for a number 1. They charge you $2 for a number 2.
Now. That's $1.50 right there. If you're not sure. So Family Dollar and Dollar Tree.
What if you want to pee at the Dollar Tree? So Dollar General has a bathroom. Does Dollar Tree have a?
You know what? I've been to a Dollar Tree no less than 1,000 times in my life, and I've never used the facilities there. Never once. Family Tree and Dollar Tree are the same company.
Hold on. You mean Family Dollar?
I'm sorry, Family Dollar.
Family Dollar and Dollar Tree, they're the same company.
And now
Dollar General is separate.
But now they're opening combo stores. Where it's like 2 stores in one brick and mortar building. Like one half is Dollar Tree, one half is Family Dollar.
When is someone going to open up, I need $50 to make you Holler Tree store?
They don't have stores for that, but they're available.
Yeah.
That's Nebraska.
Ooh, $50.
Probably $10, $15 on Nebraska. Hey, Brenda, thanks for calling into the MJ Morning Show. We highly appreciate it.
Thank you. Love the show.
All right. Love you too. Have a great day. Our audience is just fantastic. Yeah, so my cell phone is back working again. I was on the phone for 45 minutes with Verizon Wireless, and they couldn't fix it. They're like, well, we'll probably have to send you a new SIM card, and that could take 48 hours. I'm like, wait a sec. I've already been text deficient, not getting text properly for 3 days. And I said, well, do you really need to send me a SIM card? Can't I just go to a Verizon store? Oh, yeah, you could do that too.
Yeah, you can do it in 5 minutes.
Hold on. Why wouldn't you suggest that off the bat? So if you were listening to yesterday's show, I missed probably 98% of my texts. after landing in Tampa Sunday morning. So all day through Sunday, all day through. Listen, this is a big problem because I don't know what I missed. Because all of the texts that I missed did not come flooding in. So where the hell did those texts go?
They just went to the same place that like a sock that gets lost in the dryer goes.
That's exactly where they are. Sitting behind the dryer with a bunch of linty socks and some unmentionables. All right, hang on a minute. So the whole cell phone issue, what exactly went wrong? Because, man, that's a nightmare. You want to talk about like phone anxiety?
Oh, I know.
And not knowing what important that I've missed and people that have texted me, whether it's personal or business. All right, so I had a resolution yesterday. I'll get into that next. Froggy's out. We got to determine why Froggy's not here today. Michelle and I at the Olive Garden for Valentine's dinner last night. My full review and photos coming up next. You saw the NFL did a quick little patch job on Alicia Keys, right? I didn't get to this yesterday, but we'll get to that coming up. Hey, we do an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next, so clearly we've got a lot of stuff to fill an hour and 20 minutes with. Don't miss it. In minutes next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Now, Morning show on Q105, and yes, girls just want to have fun. That was, last time I checked, a one-syllable word, fun. But, of course, Cindy turned it into a two-syllable, fun. It's like, my daughter Chloe. The word no has become no, dad, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, totally. Oh, MJ, I wanted to ask you, did you notice any other, quirky expressions that Chloe used when you guys were on your trip? Gen Z talk? Because I encountered something.
Yeah, did you send me that story a couple of days ago?
No, it wasn't a story. It was life experience. It was when I was hanging around some younger Gen Zers.
No, it's funny you bring this up because
Okay.
I had a story that I had in my pile earlier this week, and it's in my leftover pile. I never got to it, about Gen Z and the language, some of the nomenclature, some of the words and expressions that they're using that not everyone understands what Gen Z is using, and it seems that people are identifying new generation Z words and terminology every day, and sometimes you got to say, what?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Can you clarify that? It's like you need a Gen Z dictionary or something.
Right. The expression that I encountered is I would, tell a story or talk about something, and then the Gen Zer would be like, "That's so real. You're so real." Yeah, I am real.
Oh, that's another thing. Chloe, have you heard of Be Real?
Yes, I know. Maybe that's where that comes from.
That app
Yes.
where is it multiple times? I don't even know how the freaking thing works. Hold on, let me dial her up. Hang on a minute. She got in late last night. She went out on a Valentine's date last night with an old friend of hers who was her friend in 5th grade at Shorecrest. And I don't think it was a real date. It was a friend thing. But they went out last night, and she got back late.
Yeah, then it was a real date. Okay. Dad.
No, it's dad, duh.
Yeah, listen, Dad.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, dad has become dad, duh. And again, the word no is no,
Well, dada is like dada.
Yeah.
Dada.
So your daughter's not in the season just to date boys who are just casual friends on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So,
Hello.
Hey, Chloe, it's dad, duh.
Dada.
It's dad. Are you sleeping?
Yes.
You're not out getting ready to jog the neighborhood?
It's 7:30.
It's what?
7:30.
No, actually, it's 7:28. Please get your time straight. I'm really a stickler on time. By the way, folks, we've just begun an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. No commercials, no music for over an hour and 20 minutes. We advertise an hour and 20 minutes nonstop MJ at this time every day, but it's always more. You always get like an hour and 25 minutes nonstop. All right, so Chloe, last night, was that a date?
Oh my God.
Well, I'm just curious. Was it a date with this? Because Chloe's kind of, rekindled a friendship with a kid that she went to Shorecrest with.
he's not a kid anymore.
From 5th grade. And was that a Valentine's date last night, or was it just a friendly night out that happened to be on Valentine's Day?
I don't know, and I don't care. I had a good time.
Where'd
There you
guys,
go.
Where'd you guys go?
We went to the beach.
Oh, so it was a date.
Hold on. Did you go to dinner?
Oh.
No, we grabbed pizza. Well, first we went and watched the sunset. We were kind of...
Hold on. If you were going out to St. Pete Beach, did you stop at Super Sardo's on Ulmerton?
Nowhere near St. Pete Beach.
Well, you could just
No.
you could take
Nowhere
Ulmerton
near.
and then hang a left and go down to St. Pete
Yeah,
Beach.
25 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nowhere near St. Pete Beach.
Where'd you guys get pizza?
I don't know. There were a bunch of pizza places around there.
Was the pizza something that I would have liked, or would I have spit it out and go, "Bah!"
I don't know. It was kind of like a Grimaldi's pizza, and I really like that.
Yeah, Grimaldi's does a nice job, yeah. All right,
Yeah.
So, Chloe, the reason why I'm calling you is the whole Gen Z thing and the whole Be Real. Are you still doing that Be Real? Because recently, I guess, were we in, when's the last time you said, oh, Dad, it's time to be real? Was that in Indonesia?
Probably.
All right, so how many times a day do you have to be real on this silly app?
One time, and I always say, Dad, be real, because I know it makes you so annoyed.
Oh, my, it does. It pisses me off. Oh, it's time to be real. All right, so let me get this straight. you're supposed to be yourself and be real, but you've got a specific time of day that you've got to be real. So is that really spontaneous?
Well, it's not like you know what time it is. Once a day you get an alert, and then you have 2 minutes to post a photo of whatever you're doing. It's not like social media where you can perfect the photo or take 50 of them and choose the best one.
All right, Chloe, do you do this every day, this be real thing?
Yeah, but I've been really late, like, for the past 3 weeks. One, because in Indonesia, a lot of the time they went off, like, when I was in, like, sleeping. And then...
Or how about the fact that we were, like, in remote spots with no cell service?
No, that wasn't much of a problem.
Wow.
But also,
I
like,
found
the
her.
past few days, I've been jet lagged, so, like, I've been sleeping and they've gone off. And I've been, like, 8 hours late.
Oh, my God. Oh, it's time to be real. Oh, hey, hang on. Let me go mug for the camera. I'm going to be so real right now when I'm told to be real. Is it the same time every day, or is it like a spontaneous random time?
It's a random time. Like, the person, the king of Be Real. Like,
Hold on. Did you say the king of Be Real?
yeah. Like,
What is it, Prince Charles? I'm sorry. Is it now? I'm sorry. Is it now King Charles?
the key person of Be Real, they press a button every single day, and it initiates the alert.
What is it, like the easy button from Office Depot? What are they? They push a button and they tell the world, "Hey, it's time to be real."
The person presses the button every day, and it initiates the Be Real for everybody in the world.
All right. All right. Thank you, Chloe. So you are still doing it, and it could be like it could happen at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 noon, 4 p.m. It's any time. And you get an alert on your phone from the app that it's time to be real.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds so spontaneous.
So are you sure this wasn't a date last night?
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, he did.
pizza on the beach.
Well, wait a sec.
Sunset.
He when he picked her up at the house, brought flowers and some Toblerone chocolates.
Yeah. Oh, Toblerone.
Yeah.
Wow. He went to CVS, I see.
Love it. Oh, Chloe, before you hang up, I did want to ask you, do you find that you and your friends use the expression a lot, "Oh, that's so real. You're so real"? Because I was hanging out with some kids in college.
That's why this whole thing started.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Let's ask Chloe about why we actually called her in the first place.
I was hanging out with some college girls, and they kept saying that.
Yeah, I don't know if I say that, but my friends say that for sure.
And what does that mean? Because everything is real. I mean, well, and some things are fake, I know, but like if I'm just telling a story and then they're like, "You're so real." It's just almost like
if you're telling the truth about something, or like, oh gosh, if you're just talking, like, and my friend says, like, "That's so real of you." I don't know. It's kind
That's
of
so
hard to
brave
explain.
of you, or
Yeah, like bold or something.
yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So was this guy on a for real date last night where he was trying to swap spit with you or Chloe? Is that where this is going?
Yeah. Did he make?
Was it real?
Did he
real
make a move on you?
I'm not talking about this.
So the answer is yes. I mean, the guy brings, drugstore chocolates and some half-dead flowers to your house, takes you to the beach for some
sunset.
Sunset and pizza, and you don't get home
Sexy
till
sunset lighting.
God, see, this is the stuff that dads don't want to think about because, granted, Chloe is 22 now, just graduated college, studying for the LSAT, but, I still see her as my little, 6-year-old Chloe that's playing on the swings on that park on Beta Bay, you know?
So does this guy. That's why he asked her to wear pigtails.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fester, that's creepy.
That's right.
Dude, that is total creepatolocomania over there.
This is the
Oh
guy.
my God.
He's been saving this for Chloe for 16 years.
All right, Chloe, I got to run, but I'll talk to you later on, all right?
All right, bye everyone.
Bye, Chloe.
Bye.
Yeah, Froggy's not here today, folks. We got a text from Froggy this morning that was very generic. It just said, at 3:50 this morning, and my texts are back working. I'll explain in just a second. Froggy at 3:50 this morning said, having a bad night. I'm not going to make it in tomorrow. Sorry. So we got, a 2-hour notice from Froggy that he wasn't coming in today. And he's supposed to do a truth booth today. I don't know what to do. I mean, he's been complaining about not having any endorsements, and I'm trying to get an endorsement for him. But if he's not here, once a week, and then he's, taking off weeks at a time for shelving, I don't know what to do.
Make this a 4-day work week. Keep your endorsement.
All right, 7:35 at the MJ Morning Show. Yeah, my cell phone is back. And listen, I'm being honest here. Listen, I'm being real. I'm being real right now. It sucks when your cell phone's not working and you're having all kinds of anxiety. Who's texting you? Whether it's business related, whether it's personal. I mean, who knows? What opportunities have I potentially lost in the last 3 days? We came back from Indonesia on the red eye. Oh, folks, if you have not seen deserted Tampa International Airport, this is crazy. Nobody, if you haven't seen this video, I got a number of things on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. But if you look at, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the 5th item down, and it's me. And I got this, I've got glasses on because I took my contacts out for the 36 hours of air travel. So I'm wearing glasses. It's on my Instagram right now, Certified MJ Radio. And you know what? Fester, bring up my Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
I'm standing in the middle of the traffic lanes at Tampa International Airport last Sunday morning, Super Bowl Sunday morning at 6 a.m., and there is nobody. I mean, when I say nobody, it's like I'm in a Stephen King episode, and humanity disappeared. There's not one person other than Chloe and me, not one car. Tampa International, Sunday morning at 6:20 in the morning, an absolute deserted ghost town. Here, listen to this.
Tell her we're at Blue 126.
So Michelle was picking us up.
Tell her the airport is jammed. It's all jammed. Traffic is a nightmare.
It's quiet.
All right?
I'm joking, Fester.
I'm acknowledging this.
Yes. And then I'm standing in the middle of the lanes where cars would be.
Back at Tampa International.
You've never seen Tampa International like this. I mean, I've never, ever, in the 30 years that I've been in the Tampa Bay, I've never seen not one freaking soul. It's like some kind of Twilight Zone episode where everybody disappeared.
This is like the day after COVID when there was no flights.
So on my Instagram, go see the video, Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. And then I've got other things I'll talk about regarding Instagram in just a second. Yeah, Andrew, the producer. Yes?
Did you still have to wait for anything?
What do you mean? What?
Did they make you wait? I mean, did you just walk off the airplane and leave?
I waited for Michelle to pick us up.
Okay, so you didn't have to wait for luggage or anything?
No, I don't. I didn't check it. You think I was going to check bags on 4 freaking flights?
No, he just packs really light. He packs one pair of undies.
I did pack light. Chloe and I had a carry-on bag and a backpack each, and that's it. 2 weeks, and we carried all of our scuba gear except for our fins, because they had good fins that they had available to the guests at the resort in Indonesia and Raja Ampat. But everything else we carried on. 4 airlines. American, EVA Air, and Garuda Indonesia. 3 airlines, 4 different flights, and we carried all our luggage. Folks, it can be done, even with scuba gear. All right, so where was I? Oh, so, hold on.
Where were you?
Yeah, I was.
Where were we?
Well, I was just about to move on here.
We talked about the airport.
What was that, Fester? Do you remember?
We talked about the airport, and we talked about scuba gear.
Yeah. Anyway, so check out the video, and I got a lot of things on my cell phone. So the cell phone problem was resolved. I was talking about the anxiety. And folks, listen, I'm the first to admit it. We are a slave to our cell phones. And it's become unnatural. And I don't think it's healthy.
It's not healthy.
I'll be the first to admit, whether it's social media, my Instagram, checking emails, checking texts, we check our cell phones 12,000 times a day, and it's not normal. Our brains have been rewired. There's no doubt about it. So I start freaking out. I'm all jet lagged, and it's taken me a little bit of time to get back in the swing. And I actually slept well last night after not sleeping a lick the night before. Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, I was up all night. I could not go to sleep. Last night, I got my sort of 4.5 hours of sleep in, and I feel good. So I think maybe I've turned the corner. But it was like a day or two that I realized, wait a sec, what's going on? What kind of threw me off is with my phone, I was getting a few texts that were trickling in. So it was sporadic. And it turns out it was like mostly Android phones that I was getting texts from. But like my brother sent me a text on Monday, hey, you back yet? And he has an iPhone. He's an Apple user. But for the most part, I think that I did not get 98% of my texts. And what really kind of tipped me off is I had all kinds of like messages I had sent back, and I got no response from people. And apparently when I was overseas in Indonesia, something happened in the system while I was roaming and on the international plan. Something got frigged up with my SIM card. So I was on the phone with Verizon yesterday. Right after we ended the show at like 9:46 yesterday, I got on my cell phone, hit 611, got Verizon. You know, first thing I get is some overseas call center. I think it was in Indonesia. Couldn't understand a word. I'm like, can you please get me U.S. service? So they were able to send me somewhere else. So I was able to get Verizon U.S. service. And the woman spent like 30 minutes on the phone with me, 30, 40 minutes on the phone. And she's resetting this. Oh, let me reset the network. Let me do this. And that didn't work. She's sending me all these Verizon texts out, these tests, and I'm getting nothing. And she's like, oh, yeah, I got to write up a ticket here. And it could be, it's a level 2 escalation.
Whoa,
and
level 2.
And it might be 48 hours. Or, you know, it might be your SIM card. You might need to go get a new SIM card. She said, oh, we'll send it to you. We'll have it to you within 48 hours. I'm like, no. Can I just go to a Verizon store and get a new SIM card? Oh, yes, sir. You can do that, too. Well, why the hell would I ever do that? You have Verizon stores all over the place. So I go to a Verizon store, and notes were in the computer. They put a new SIM card, or he got a new SIM card, but then he said, let's just do an eSIM. So I didn't even need a SIM card. So he did an electronic eSIM on my phone now, and it still wasn't working right. Then he went in to the computer and he turned my text messaging on, then he turned it off, then on.
Oh.
And apparently, whatever it was, my texts start working. But the problem is that I thought that all of my missed texts would start bing, 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 would start coming in. No. So, you know, when you travel, let's say you're on an airplane, you're in airplane mode. When you land at your destination, you turn your phone on, or, you know, most people don't put it on airplane mode. But once you get cell service again, the texts start rolling in, which, you know, we're all accustomed to. But whatever happened with the texts that I missed on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and part of yesterday, Wednesday, those texts apparently are gone. I had no flood of all of my missed texts. They didn't come in. So now I've got new anxiety. It's like I got to pop some pills over here. I've got new anxiety of what the hell did I miss? Anything important business-wise, personal-wise, whatever. So I probably have 100 texts from 3 days that are just up in smoke, gone, never to be seen again.
Life-changing texts that came in, and now your life won't be changed.
Exactly. Thank you. Maybe I had an opportunity of a lifetime.
Yeah.
Friend
exactly.
of mine. And they're like, yeah, man, that prick MJ never texted me back.
Hate him. Cross him off the list.
Yeah, exactly. So anyone that's listening that knows me, if you did text me over the last 3 days and I didn't respond, it's because my phone was not getting texts. And now it is.
Well, we're on the topic of how our brains have been rewired, and you're giving the point as to how stressed out you got without the ability to get your text messages.
Yep.
I get that. A couple things I've noticed how our brains have been rewired that you might appreciate. I was doing some media coaching the other day, and we just got onto this side conversation about how eye contact.
Hold on. Is this like your new athlete?
Yes.
I shouldn't say new athlete, but
up and coming.
This is like your up and coming, budding professional athlete. Little side ride business.
Right. Getting ready to go to the combine.
Right. So for those that don't know, Roxanne has like a coaching side hustle where she coaches professional or soon to be professional players. So like for the NFL combine.
Yes.
And how many are in your latest class of coaching on how to deal with the media?
18.
Hold on. You're teaching 18 athletes now on how to deal with the media?
I rotate them through. We don't. Sometimes we do a big class, but sometimes it's
Does Doug know you're rotating these young athletes?
Yes, he does. These are kids. These literally are. I mean, like they're college kids.
Yeah, well, they're 18, 19, 20, 21, right?
Yes. Yes. So, but we were all talking collectively, so talking with Gen Zers about eye contact and how, and we were saying, like, one of them said, when I come into a room, sometimes it's hard for me to focus on someone and it's hard for me to make eye contact. I kind of feel like I look past them or I just kind of like glaze over. But it's because we're staring at our phones all the time. That's like our comfort level. So eye contact has really gotten worse. I find at my age that my eye contact has gotten worse. And I have to really focus. Like Roxanne, look that person in the eye.
People are looking down at their phones all day long. They don't want to look people in the eye anymore. All right, I got to call Michelle in a matter of moments. The MJ Michelle romantic Valentine's dinner at the Olive Garden last night. Got a review. I took pictures. Those are on my Instagram. I'll get to those in just a matter of minutes.
These pictures you took are missing something important.
Hold on. You call me out in a minute. Hang on. First, though, speaking of the NFL Combine, all that stuff, I meant to get to this earlier in the week. I think I saw this first on Tuesday, and I just didn't get around to it, but better late than never. Did you see the NFL on, like, their official videos online? The NFL corrected the Alicia Keys halftime pitch flub like it never even happened. Randy, let her rip. Have you seen the Serve Pro commercial where, they fire the cannon at the big giant water balloon and flood the house? So Serve Pro is a company that does like damage restoration.
If you have a flood at your house or a crime scene, God forbid.
Whatever. I don't know. Did they do crime scene?
They'll take that blood right out of your carpet.
Dude, I'm calling Andrew Duncan a little after 8:00. Speaking of crime scenes and cleanups and the like, you've got to hear the email that I got, and they want me to ask Andrew Duncan the answer to this question. Folks, you got to hear this. So in about, 15 minutes or so, we'll get to that coming up in just a bit. But my Serve Pro reference is it's a company that if you've got floods or a fire, they do restoration stuff. So I think the NFL called in Serve Pro to fix the Alicia Keys vocal off-key flub during the Usher halftime show, because Serve Pro's slogan is, like it never even happened. Serve Pro, like it never even happened. So you saw what they did.
What'd they do?
Well, we talked about this on Monday. Remember, day after the Super Bowl, we talked about Alicia Keys being part of Usher's halftime show, and she opens up and her voice cracks. Listen. We talked about that on Monday morning. So once again, this was Alicia Keys live. The biggest NFL audience ever,
123 million people.
Whatever
something
it
like
was.
The largest, over 7% over last year.
Huge audience. And this was, Alicia Keys is phenomenal. She's a very talented singer. She's, she's, I think, brilliant. But guess what? Even folks of Alicia Keys' stature and talent level still can, crack a note. And she did.
Some people.
It's kind of like the Brady Bunch episode. When it's time to change. Remember that one?
Peter.
Yeah. Peter and his voice cracking.
I like it. She should have left it.
Some people.
Well, guess what? If you go to the NFL website where they have the video clips, and you play the Usher halftime show, guess what? This is what it sounds like now.
Some people want it all.
They scrubbed and erased the bad note that Alicia Keys hit. Again, this was what really happened.
Some people.
And this is what the NFL fixed it with.
Some people.
Is that right?
That's like when when Kim Kardashian has a butt showing all wonky, and then in real life, and then it's like, let me go fix this.
Or they quickly erase the untouched Instagram photo.
It's audio Photoshop.
Yeah. That is not real.
That's exactly. That is not real. That is not real. That mother is not real. That is not real.
Oh, man. I wonder if Alicia Keys kind of requested that they edited it like that.
Well, they did it. So if you go to the NFL collection of video clips, they erased bad Alicia Keys and they plugged in good Alicia Keys is what they just did.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. Listen, I think you let it stand. You let what happened stand. I think that's kind of...
I don't know.
What's the word I'm looking for? I think it's deceptive. That's the word I'm looking for. It's deceptive. Let me get Michelle on the phone.
But we've never, we would never do that. We're live. Well, we can't.
7:50 at the MJ Morning Show. Let's get Michelle on the line after our romantic dinner at the Olive Garden last night.
Hello?
It's Alicia Keys.
It was a wild. It's Alicia Keys. It was a wild night at the Olive Garden. It sounds like
Alicia Keys. What are you doing in my bed? Hey, Michelle.
Yeah.
Can you wake up for a second?
A second, go.
Well, no. I want to talk about our Olive Garden Valentine's Day dinner date last night.
It was delicious.
You know, we had a nice time. We really did. Now, listen.
Shut up. Don't say what you...
Don't even start.
Is Olive Garden truly authentic Italian cuisine that you're going to get
Guess
on
what I had,
Amalfi
Chester?
Coast? Stop.
Guess what I had?
What'd you have?
You have to guess.
You had the taste of Italy, the 4-cent.
No, I can't eat that much.
Okay. You had the
fettuccine Alfredo.
Why you gotta ruin it?
Yeah, seriously, what are you doing?
What was it? Fester Guess Michelle's entree game show?
It was like that was gonna be my next guess. My next guess was gonna be lasagna.
So
that's what he had.
Oh, see, there you go.
I got the lasagna. Now we started off with the endless salad and breadsticks.
How many did you motor through?
Just one.
One bowl of pasta?
No. Just
one breadstick?
No, I had one breadstick and I had multiple scoops of salad.
Okay.
Right. And then Michelle ordered the fettuccine Alfredo. I ordered the lasagna. And this is all because my mother-in-law gave me an Olive Garden gift card for Christmas. And it was kind of a little bit of a fun gift because I had joked around over Thanksgiving week. We were up in New York over Thanksgiving week. And we went to a couple of really good Italian restaurants. We went to Torrisi, which is a Michelin-starred place, part of Major Food Group. They're the same people. Am I caller 9? Those are the touch tones.
Todd and Tampa, you're on the air.
Hello. All right. Those are the touchdowns, folks. Calling now to win. All right. So, I went to Torrisi with Michelle, which is a Michelin-starred restaurant. Went to Don Angie, a couple of really good Italian restaurants. And I had joked around on Instagram that, unbelievably, we could not get into Olive Garden in Times Square. So we had to settle for this place called Torrisi and Don Angie. And I was just joking around. So my mother-in-law saw my Instagram and then handed me the Olive Garden $25 gift card for a Christmas gift. So we had it. And Michelle said, hey, let's go for Valentine's dinner. And we did. And you know what? We had a very enjoyable time. Was I going to say, listen, is it high-end quality Italian like, some of the places we love in town, like, Cafe Paradiso, Donatello, Massimo's, Olivia, Villa Galace, which is a new fave of ours over, on, was it like Reddington Beach or whatever?
It's not that.
Yeah, but listen.
You know what it is?
Yeah, but you know what? It was
it's right up the road, and it's open all day.
Yeah,
it's
but
good.
It was decent. You know what? But you know what? It was inviting and it was friendly. Like our server Jeff at Olive Garden, right? Near International, right on West Shore. Our server was Jeff, and the guy was delightful.
Mm-hmm.
I left him a 25% tip.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Yeah.
You ate it all.
Well,
Yeah?
I had a little sliver, but then after we got home. And after Michelle had some Valentine's special time, I was hungry again, so I finished I finished the.
God, whatever.
Be sick.
So,
Gross.
Yeah. So
gross.
Michelle, I have a question.
The images are up, folks.
Yes.
If you want to see, I did a slideshow. I've got several images. Look at me. I'm giving Michelle a kiss right in front of Olive Garden. Look at this.
Did your server Jeff take that photo?
No, the hostess at the front door took it. All right, seriously. All right, so go to my Instagram. It's Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio on my Instagram, and give me a follow if you haven't yet. And go to my Instagram. The first picture is I'm kissing Michelle on the cheek. The second picture is Michelle looking at the menu at Olive Garden to see, what she wants. The third picture is Michelle. Look at her. Michelle's got the fork in her right hand, shoveling in endless salad, and in the left hand, she's got a breadstick. So she's double-fisted it over here.
That's how you do it.
Yeah. She's got the salad fork in the right hand, the breadstick in the left, and then I took a picture of my lasagna and then Michelle's fettuccine Alfredo. So if you'd like to see the romantic time that Michelle and I had at Olive Garden on West Shore in South Tampa last night, and some people came up to me like, "Hey, MJ, love the show." Yeah, so I think some people might have gone just to see if we were really going, and we did.
What time did you go?
We were there at 5 o'clock, Michelle?
Yep.
Yeah, we rolled in about 5 o'clock. And the place was already pretty busy at 5 o'clock. So check out my Instagram, the photos of Michelle and me at Olive Garden on Certified MJ Radio.
Michelle, I'm scrolling through the pictures.
Yeah.
Is MJ a same side sitter?
Oh, yeah, we always sit on the same side.
Yeah, we were.
No.
Yeah.
We're same size sitters too.
No.
Yeah, Michelle and I, that's a very good point. A same side sitter. In a restaurant, I could have sat across from Michelle in the booth, but no, we are typically same side sitters. Yes.
Oh, Chester, you should ask the kids what happens when all four of us or three of us go out to eat.
You guys all sit on the same side.
No.
That's what we do with our kids. Jam them in there.
When we go out to eat and we're with the kids, one of the kids will sit next to me and he'll come over to them, stand over them and hover and say, "Let me sit next to Mom. Let me sit next to Mom." And they'll say, "You live with her." And he'll be like, "No, let me sit next to Mom."
Anyway, we had a nice time at Olive Garden last night, so I'll see him again in another 30 years. No, listen. No, but we had a very, very nice time last night.
Should put this on the rotation of restaurants. Once every 3 or 4 months would be nice.
There's so much good stuff in Tampa. Did you see that the Michelin guide? Yeah, here we go. Speaking of restaurants, we had our first 3 Michelin-starred restaurants.
All right, goodbye.
All right, bye, Michelle. All right, so we had our first 3 Michelin-starred restaurants that were named last year here in Tampa, and each of these places got 1 Michelin star. It was Lilac at the Edition, which we've been to a couple of times, and it's fantastic. Also, Roca, right across from Armature Works, has a Michelin star. Roca is fantastic. We've been there multiple times.
Big fan of Roca. Yeah.
And then Co, isn't it? Co is the omakase place. And
where is Co?
Co is it on Platte or where? Professor, bring up Co.
I haven't been there.
Can you?
KOYA?
Yeah, I have not been there yet either. I tried to go and I couldn't get. I'm sorry.
A silent?
Hold on. I'm sorry. Koya. Is it Koya?
Yeah.
Koya.
It's on 807 West Platte Street.
It's Koya, right?
Yeah, Japanese sushi place.
Yeah. So it's Koya, Koya. And listen, I'm an omakase aficionado. I've been to like all the great places in New York.
Oh my God, are you an omakase?
Good friend of mine is the owner of Shion at 69 Leonard. Awesome Michelin-starred omakase in New York. But I haven't been to Koya yet. I did try to go and I couldn't get in or whatever. But I'd like to try it at some point. We'll see. But the point I'm trying to make is that 6 more Tampa restaurants were added to the Florida Michelin Guide. Now, they didn't get Michelin stars, but these are Michelin Guide recommended restaurants. And I got to see if I've been to any of these. Supernatural Food and Wine on East Polk. I've not been there yet. I'm not sure what they do, but I'm sure it's good.
I don't know that I've even heard of it.
So Supernatural Food and Wine on Polk Street. Predalina on East Cumberland Avenue. I've not been there. I have been to Streetlight Taco. Man, I'll tell you what, they just opened up. I mean, that is a pretty serious accomplishment that Streetlight Taco on Henderson, it's kind of right across from Bare Naked and what is that, the Kawa Coffee Company, right down over there on Henderson in South Tampa. Yeah, Streetlight Taco, Michelle and I were invited to the Friends and Family soft opening, and it was good. I mean, excellent flavors. I mean, really solid. And they're already on the list after being open for like a month. That's pretty strong. So 6 new spots, Supernatural Food and Wine, Predalina, Streetlight Taco, The Pearl on Water Street, which I know where it is. I have not been to The Pearl yet. Ebbe, E-B-B-E on Franklin Street. I have not been there. And then the other place that I have not been to yet is Kosen, Kosen. And that is another omakase sushi place. Now, for those that don't know, omakase essentially translates in Japanese into English into trust me. So it's like chef's choice, omakase, trust the chef, and they just serve you what they want. And that's what omakase is in Japanese. And I really love a great omakase experience. And this Kosen opened up some months ago on Palm. I have not been there yet. It's not cheap. I think it's like $280 a person for, I think it's like 20 courses. I think they've got a cheaper version at tables, but the counter in front of the chef, I think it's like 10 or 12 people or something. So right in front of the chef. But yeah, Kosen is also on my omakase list, as I consider myself an omakase aficionado. So congratulations to the 6 places. And coming up in the spring, I would imagine, April, May, there should be new Michelin stars handed out. Like, for instance, I think that Chef Pont's Modern American deserves a Michelin star, no doubt about it. So I'm hoping that Pont, Modern American, gets a Michelin star this next time around, because that place is strong at Midtown in Tampa.
Would you give the Olive Garden a Cooper tire star?
No, a hand-cooked tire. They get a hand-cooked
tires.
A hand-cooked tire star is what they get. All right, 8:02 at the MJ Morning Show. Got to get into the latest of what happened in Kansas City. Unbelievably, what should have been an amazing celebratory event. The Kansas City Chiefs with their repeat, another Super Bowl win, and there was a shooting. You got 2 suspects in custody. I guess a third was taken down by bystanders. But still, the latest that I know of. Andrew, can you see if there's anything fresh out of Kansas City media? Is there anything new? The Kansas City police issued no information on a motive. All right, we'll get to that in just a bit. And then Travis Kelce, before the shooting, he's all drunk and singing on mic, and I think he had to be held up. He's a big, what is he, 6'5" and 280 pounds or something?
Oh, yeah, he's a big boy.
Whatever the hell he is.
But Taylor.
For a body that big, I mean, for him to be all liquored up like that, man, what did he consume? That'd be a lot. First, though, I've got to get Andrew Duncan on the phone. Andrew Duncan Duo. I had a listener send me an email, and this is like a 3-page, it's like a small novel. It's a novella. I got to kind of pare it down, but you got to hear this story, and it's real estate related. And this couple that sent me this email, they clearly know that Andrew Duncan and the Duncan Duo are sponsors here on the MJ Morning Show. And they said, hey, can you ask Andrew Duncan a question? I'm like, let's see. And then I start reading this email. I'm like, holy crap, this is a kick-ass story. All right, let me get Andrew Duncan on the phone. And you're not going to believe this real estate dilemma that these folks had. It's insane, and they want an answer to the question. 813-95. All right, calling Andrew Duncan from the Duncan Duo. live on the MJ Morning Show.
This is Andrew.
This is MJ. Hey, buddy, what's up?
Hey. Going good, man. How about you?
Hey, it's great to have you back on. And if I don't tell you enough, I really appreciate your sponsorship and loyalty to the MJ Morning Show.
Yeah, let's keep it going.
Yeah, absolutely. And then now part of LPT Realty. Hey, I've got a crazy story that I want to run by you. It's like 3 pages. I'm not reading the whole email. I'm going to paraphrase this thing. This couple emails me, and they went on a 30, Fester's going to love this. They got in their RV. They did a 30-day vacation. They did a trip to the Midwest, to the West Coast, Pacific Northwest. So they're 30 days traveling the country in the RV.
That's great.
They had...
Did they buy the RV from Fester?
Yeah, that's the only problem, Andrew.
That's a good question. Probably not.
I'll take it on trade. Don't worry.
Now, here's the deal. They had their son's friend house sit. So it doesn't delineate why or where their son was. I'm speculating maybe their son is out of town, but they had a friend of their son house sit. Now, this is Hillsborough County. I don't want to get too. It's Carrollwood. All right, so it's the Carrollwood area of Hillsborough County.
It's a big area. It's not too specific.
They go on a 30-day adventure in their RV. Their son's friend house sits for them during the 30 days.
Okay.
Apparently, the friend of the son house sits, and he with a friend of his, they set up a methamphetamine cook lab in the house.
So like a Walter White, Jesse Pinkman thing going on in the house.
Oh, my God. I mean, what a nightmare. Wow. So while they're away touring the USA in their RV, they think they can trust their son's friend to house sit. He brings in another friend, and they set up a methamphetamine cook lab in the house.
In the middle of Carrollwood.
Anyway, they didn't go into the details on how it was discovered. I don't know if arrests were made. The bottom line is they come back. The place is somewhat trashed. There was chemical residue. They found remnants. The husband found certain items and then Googles and then finds out that these are all items for cooking methamphetamine. They determined that it was used. They had a call. Listen to this. They had to call a company, a cleanup company that does like murder scene cleanups. That's why I don't know if ServPro does meth.
They do. It's called trauma scenes and crime scenes.
Hold on. Does ServPro do methamphetamine cleanup?
Well, they do crime
That's
scenes.
My question. I would bet that they do, and there's a lot of contractors that do it. It's more common than you think.
Yeah.
I run into it a few times.
Well, especially in our listening area in Hillsborough and Polk counties, man. There's plenty of meth being cooked out there. So they determined that their house was used as a meth cook lab while they were away. They had to call like some kind of hazmat cleanup company to mitigate and clean up the remnants of the methamphetamine chemicals. And here's their question. This is why I'm getting Andrew Duncan on the phone here.
Yeah.
Apparently, they want to downsize. So, you know,
so it's going to sell it.
Yeah, exactly. So now they want to sell the house. They had a full-blown meth lab cleanup, which they said cost thousands of dollars. Thousands. And the question that they have, this is why they said, hey, MJ, can you ask Andrew? This is a new segment on the show. Ask the Duncan Duo. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it.
So as far as this, I love the segment.
Now, but here's the question. Let me get to the question, and then Andrew, you just run with it. They want to know if they put their house up for sale, and they were even talking about having you list the house. The question that they had was, do they have to disclose that their home was used as a methamphetamine cook lab when they go to sell the home?
So this is one of those fun situations when you generally do probably need legal advice. What I can tell you generally without looking at any of the documents is anything that affects the value of the property or defects the property needs to be disclosed. Now, they've had it cleaned up, and they probably have reports showing that it's clean. Those reports showing that it's clean are probably going to need to be disclosed because otherwise Unfortunately, if they don't, all it takes is one neighbor, one person saying something, the buyer's feeling like they should have known, and then that's how lawsuits happen. So it's always best to disclose something that it defects the property. Even things like when you replace the roof and the age of the AC, those are questions on property disclosure forms. And there's parts where you have to kind of go into detail about what you know or don't know. Now, if they hadn't known, if they didn't have documentation or if it was just a suspicion, then it gets into a little bit of a gray area. But certainly, their best bet is to disclose that, show the material, show the documents, and give the buyer the opportunity to inspect the property.
Do you think that's a deal killer if someone likes the home and then, because they're not going to disclose. They're not going to disclose until somebody makes an offer and there's a contract. That's when they would disclose that there was a meth lab operating, right?
So it's not like it would be used in the marketing remarks. It's not like at the top of the marketing remarks online on the DuncanDuo.com. It's going to say former meth lab or anything like that.
or wait a sec, wait a minute, Andrew. You push the doorbell and it's a customized doorbell that goes.
That's funny.
The doorbell does this. It plays the Breaking Bad sound. I'm sorry, Andrew. Go ahead.
No, so the reality is that there's a form that every seller fills out that's occupied a home that discloses what they know or don't know. And if it's something they know that materially affected the value of the property, then they need to disclose that. Now, an attorney could argue, and this is something that we would want them to get a legal opinion about. An attorney could argue that now that the issue is cured and that they have receipts for it, that there's nothing that materially affects the value anymore.
Yeah.
But that, again, looking at the documentation, that would be something we would need, legal's opinion on to make sure.
Or would a potential buyer want to bring in like an independent analysis and have like an expert go in and like just sample and test?
That passes, and look, if you remember, MJ, the Chinese drywall phenomenon.
Oh, yeah.
Many, many years ago, we dealt with this a lot where, a house was a former Chinese drywall house, but it got remediated, and then you'd have to disclose it. And there were plenty of those homes that sold at retail price because they were renovated and repaired. And look, every home in Tampa Bay at some point has had obstacles or issues or termites or bugs or something that needed renovated. So for the most part, will it scare off some people? Of course, but you only need one person to buy it.
Yep.
And the reality is that if it can go through the inspection process and there's no remnants or issues anywhere found anywhere on the property, we've certainly had plenty of properties we've sold that end up selling at retail after they've been renovated that had, major obstacles like that in the past. So All
right, so Andrew, you have in the past, you have had home listings that were former meth labs?
Yes, 100%.
Wow, yeah. That's crazy stuff.
Yeah, so again, we used to do some foreclosure work where it was a little bit more common, back in the day where, there were homes that were, just kind of those zombie homes that people didn't live in.
One of the things that Roxanne loves to talk about is that homes that were like meth labs, like the meth heads and the tweakers, they apparently take apart all of the electrical outlets for some reason.
Yeah. That's again, there's all kinds of crazy stuff that can happen with the inspection. And that's part of, unfortunately, there's certainly a stigma that comes along with it, but there have been plenty that have been bought and renovated and then sell for retail price and pass flying colors with any of the, inspections. What's probably just as much of a concern for some people when they learn that the house was previously used as that is obviously everyone's watched Breaking Bad. You saw the murders, you saw meth dealers getting killed, you saw houses so there's this fear that like, okay, if our house has been labeled as that or people that are out for the dealers using our house going to come driving by and hunting for people. And so there's certainly a stigma, but yeah, properties can still sell. And as far as their documentation, if you want to have them get in touch with me, I can get them to, some attorneys for some legal advice to make sure that, what they have to do for sure by, looking at the documents and the reports and kind of having a good timeline will help determine, kind of the proper path of how to handle them. We'd certainly love to help them.
All right, listen, you've answered the question. It's Ask Andrew Duncan, the Duncan Duo. Andrew, always great to have you on, buddy.
Appreciate it.
We're always going to have weird crap for you. You realize that, right?
Yeah, I love it. It's fine. Put me on. I love weird stuff.
All right, buddy. I'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys.
All right, bye-bye. All right, Andrew Duncan. What is it, line 5? Hold on. Serve Pro. I love it.
Yeah.
Serve Pro, the restoration company's on the line.
It's like, I know if you have like a fire, you bring Serve Pro. If you had like a water leak or something, you'd call Serve Pro.
Willow works for Serve Pro. Hey, Willow, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I was listening to you and love your show, and I just want to say, yeah, we get called out for all kinds of crazy things, meth labs, fentanyl.
Oh, so you have a team that specializes in meth lab cleanup?
Yes, we do crime scenes, we do meth labs, we do all kinds of, rodent infestations, things that you would never think of. But, yeah, you name it, we've pretty much seen it.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Well, Willow, thanks for being an MJ Morning Show listener. Thanks for calling in. What do you do at Serve Pro?
I am business development and commercial sales.
Gotcha. And are Serve Pros corporate owned or are they franchised around the country?
We are franchised, and I actually work for the Serve Pro Team George, and we have 6 locations in the greater Tampa Bay area. So anybody who needs us, give us a call.
Gotcha. Thanks, Willow.
Thank you.
Yeah, so, that's one of the well-known restoration companies. Of course, you probably have just local, mom-and-pop restoration companies.
I typed in crime scene cleanup, and 50 different companies popped up.
Yeah, anyway. Hey, Willow from Serve Pro, thanks for checking in this morning. I appreciate it. Hey, I feel bad.
What'd you do?
But I feel bad that I didn't mention this yesterday, but we kind of got just all jammed up yesterday. I was, I had not slept the previous night because I was still fighting the jet lag. But I feel a little bit bad with my tardiness that I didn't mention the passing of an American hero. But I'm wondering if the shrinkage, yes, Andrew just said it in my ear. I'm wondering if the shrinkage put this guy in a bad spot and contributed to his death. I'm wondering if the fact that they've shrunk this product ridiculously, if this put this guy into an early grave.
Where the inventor of the Pop-Tart died?
Yes. How'd you know that?
Because I know you've complained about the size of Pop-Tarts.
You've seen what's happened to Pop-Tarts.
First of all, I had no idea the inventor of Pop-Tarts died.
You look at a Pop-Tart from like 10 years ago, and you look at a Pop-Tart today, it's night and day. I mean, the whole shrinkflation stuff, the shrinkage of our products, it's gotten to the point of being like a starburst. I'm on my scuba trip in Indonesia, with Chloe and also my buddy Rich and Brian. They were on the trip as well. And Rich brought a whole bag of starburst. And I'm telling you, I think the starbursts have gotten even smaller from the starbursts that we gave away at Halloween. I mean, if you could get into a time machine, or if anyone happens to have some starbursts from like 1995 lying around.
Probably rock hard.
Do you realize that the starbursts today are like half the size of the original starburst? But the Pop-Tarts, not only have they gotten smaller, but they're skimping on the frosting. Like the frosting is like a little, I hate to put it in these terms, it's like a little landing strip up front.
Yeah.
I've never thought of those terms. But okay. I get it. The airplane term.
Well, not really.
No, that's not it at all. You don't get it at all.
I'm trying to dig you out of this hole.
Listen, I'm just saying that you look at a Pop-Tart. A Pop-Tart is a fraction of its original size, and now the frosting, it's like preschoolers are putting the frosting on now. The frosting does not go like nearly edge to edge. You had a little border on Pop-Tarts, but the frosting, how does production, as technology gets better, how does it get worse? Again, you look at a Pop-Tart, and the Pop-Tart frosting was generously put on. And there was that little edge, like a little picture frame all the way around. And now you look at a Pop-Tart, it's the sloppiest half-ass frosting, and it's like a little strip now. Sometimes you get like minuscule frosting on a Pop-Tart, and it looks like a landing strip, which Roxanne knows exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know what's going on, but the point is the guy that headed up the team at Kellogg back in the 60s, the Pop-Tart came out in 1964. And this dude, William Bill Post, it's kind of funny. He worked for Kellogg, but his name is Post.
Post? Yeah, the enemy?
Post is there a guy named Kellogg that works for Post? Post, 2 scoops of raisins. No, that's Kellogg's. You have Post Raisin Bran and Kellogg's Raisin Bran. And who did the 2 scoops? 2 scoops of raisins in Kellogg's Raisin Bran. All right, so that's Kellogg. So Bill Post worked for Kellogg, and he headed up the team that invented the Pop-Tart, and he died last Saturday.
Oh, no.
And I'm wondering if he's seen his creation bastardized, shrunk to the size of a freaking U.S. Postal Service postal stamp now, with haphazard, half-assed frosting that looks like a landing strip on Desiree at 2001 Odyssey.
Right.
Well,
So
I didn't know if you were going to say, which establishment you were going to say. If you're going to say the Dollhouse,
So-
I was like, well, we don't know at the Dollhouse, but
Listen,
yes, we would know at 2001.
Listen,
Okay.
I'm thinking that the fact that they've, shrunk his invention, this put him in an early grave.
How old was he?
96. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
96.
did they embalm him with strawberry filling?
No.
No.
The birthday cake frosting. Yeah, whatever. So, can you imagine? Was he buried or was he toasted? Dude, is that too soon?
No, it's never too soon.
Do they have like a? They really need to like some crematoriums. They need like life-size, like 4-slot pop-up toasters,
Yes.
and just kind of stand him up in the toaster, push the button down.
Do they cremate him just like with boxes of Pop-Tarts?
I don't know. Anyway, listen, rest in peace. Certainly a major impact on American society. Bill Post, the creator of Pop-Tarts, passed away last Saturday at the age of 96. But he couldn't be happy with how they've shrunk that product and how sloppy and haphazard the frosting application has become.
All right, question.
Yeah.
So he was obviously getting a salary from Kellogg.
Well, maybe a pension or something.
No. Well,
Yeah.
when he invented the Pop-Tart. He
Oh,
was an employee.
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Do you think like Kellogg's given him like $25 million over the years for being the inventor of this iconic brand that essentially is probably worth $500 million by itself?
Look, it's kind of like if you're a professor working at a university and you have some major breakthrough, it's typically the university's property. So I'm sure he was well compensated. I'm sure he had I don't know if he got a bonus, but 1964, what did he get? Hey, we're so grateful. Here's a check for $200, Bill, for inventing the Pop-Tart, Bill.
Give you a whole box of Lucky Strike.
Anyway, rest in peace, Bill Post, who happened to work for Kellogg. 8:23 at the MJ Morning Show as an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ rolls on. Every morning, beginning around 7:23, 7:25, we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. So we're almost at the hour mark right now, but we're not done. We keep going. No music, no commercials. Every single morning, an hour and 20 minutes plus of nonstop MJ Morning Show. There was a terrible fight on a Southwest Airlines flight.
Oh, no.
And now that our internet is back to working, we were able to pull the audio. And what's going on? Don't people realize that if you behave badly on an airplane, that on top of criminal charges, you could face an FAA fine of like up to $35,000. Yeah, 2 passengers got into this like nasty, brutal fight on a Southwest flight midair, and one of the individuals was pummeling the other. The crew is trying to step in to break up the fight midair. This happened earlier this week, Monday, on a Southwest flight from Oakland to Honolulu, Hawaii. And, of course, what happens? When there's a fight that breaks out on an airplane, what's the first thing people start doing?
Taking out their phones, recording it.
Bingo.
Of course.
That's all I would do.
So suddenly, no one's trying to break this thing up. Everyone's just standing up, and you got 35, 40 cell phones that are trying to capture the action.
I haven't flown Southwest lately. Do you know why they got in a fight on the flight? A fight on the flight?
On the flight?
Let me try that
That's
again.
a tongue twister.
All right, take two. Yes, Roxanne.
Do you
would
know
you like
why they
What?
got in a fight on the flight?
How did it start?
How did it start?
to? Do not know.
What is the most recent seating policy on Southwest? Did it change?
No, it's ABC.
It still is.
It's A 1 through 30, and then A 31 through 60, and the same thing with B and C groups. It's the same. Listen,
okay.
I'll read you the rest of what TMZ has on this thing. Violence erupted Monday on a Southwest commercial jet flight from Oakland to Hawaii. Both men were arguing over some nonsense, but we don't know what the argument was over. But then the punches start flying. First, the phones came out to video it. Then the flight attendants jump in. They pull the two guys apart. I'm sorry, it wasn't Honolulu. The flight was from Oakland, California to Kauai, which that would be Lihue, which can I give you a restaurant tip in Lihue? So if you go to Kauai, which that's the Garden Island, that is, I think my favorite Hawaiian island is actually Kauai. It's fantastic. And there is a hole in the wall. If you go to Kauai, folks, you've got to go. And I would tell these guys that are beating each other's faces on the airplane that after you guys get out of your handcuffs on the other end in Hawaii, in Lihue, which is where the airport is on Kauai, you got to go to Hamora's Saimin. And Saimin is like it's a noodle. It's like a ramen. But Hamora's has been around like for 65, 70 years. It is phenomenal. I dream of Hamora's. I can't wait to go back to Kauai to go to Hamora's. Hamura apostrophe S. Hamora's Saimin. So,
fantastic.
Yeah. Just a little plug for the place.
Great.
A rep for Southwest issued the following statement to Hawaii News Now. The flight landed safely at its scheduled destination, and local authorities met the flight upon arrival. But again, we don't know exactly what caused this. As for injuries, the guy whose head was used as a punching bag looked all right. And again, U.S. Department of Transportation posted a message on social media. Our department has zero tolerance for violent or unruly behavior aboard an aircraft.
Sure.
If you act out on an airplane, you can face criminal prosecution and fines up to $37,000. I erroneously moments ago said $35,000 fine. It is up to $37,000. We have some audio. Hey, is the audio any good, Andrew, on this? All right. It's what?
Not really. The fight doesn't really stand out.
Yeah.
The fight starts, and then the crowd starts yelling.
Yeah, audio sucks. All right.
Yeah, Andrew told you. It sucks.
All right, yeah. Well, listen. What do you want me to take? Line 5? All right. Who am I taking here? All right. Tony's in Sarasota on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, Tony, what's up?
Hey, buddy. Good morning. Back in December, I was on an American airline flight going from Tampa to Ontario, California.
Uh-huh.
And all of a sudden, I had a layover in Charlotte. And in Charlotte, there was a passenger. We were already taken off from the gate. We were on a taxi. And all of a sudden, they come on and they said, look, there's a passenger having a medical emergency. So he took us back to the gate. As they're going back to the gate, the EMTs are coming on board. I put on my phone. I started recording. They took me off the flight. The flight attendant lost his mind. And I wasn't the only one. But I was the one they signaled out, and they made me get off because he actually saw my phone, and I was recording.
So you were recording the medical emergency, and they freaked out that you were recording this?
Yes. So they take me off. Two guys in suits come out. They pull me off. I was very calm. I was very polite.
Uh-huh.
I know the things not to do on a flight. I get off, and I explain to them. And on top of that, I'm handicapped. So when I get off I'm on the jetway, and they said, I asked them, so what happens now? They made me go into my phone, delete everything, which I had deleted. I don't care. It's no big deal. And they made me, I asked them, so what, can I get back on the flight? He said, well, it's up to the flight attendants. Flight attendant comes back out. He says, no, he can't go on here.
What?
Took me up. They rerouted me exactly. And I asked them, well, wait a minute. So all these TMZs, all this stuff that you see where people are pulling out and people are beating up others, that's okay. And really, I just was so disappointed.
So did American put you on the next flight out to Orange County?
They did put me on the next flight, but now instead of going from Dallas to Orange County, they routed me to Chicago, and that flight was delayed. I'm like, you know what? Forget it. If something is not meant for me to fly, so I just flew right back home to Tampa.
Oh, wow. Did they refund any of your money?
No. In fact, they rerouted me up to Tampa. I mean to Chicago, and I had taken that flight. And when I realized it was going to be the next morning because it was supposed to be there at like midnight, I wasn't leaving till 6 o'clock in the morning. They gave me no voucher, nothing like that. I said, you know what? I paid out of my pocket. Give me a flight back to Tampa. I came home and I said, you know what? Enough of this nonsense.
Wow. You know, I'll tell you what happened is the fact that it was a passenger with some kind of medical emergency, medical episode. I think you freaked the flight attendant out. They thought that it was a personal situation and that you probably shouldn't have videoed that. I mean, listen, my opinion, if there's a fight on the airplane or someone is screaming like that lady that mother is not real. Oh my God, that, you know, if it's something like that, you know, I can see rolling video, but you know, to be quite honest, if someone's having some medical emergency, some type of medical episode, they're in distress, you know, I probably would think twice about videoing that. And I think you freaked out the flight attendant that probably thought it was like a violation of the privacy of the person that was having the medical problem. And that's probably why the flight attendant freaked out. And listen, it's up to the flight crew. If the captain, first officer, or flight attendant, if they want to eject somebody from a flight, they really have the final say. If you piss them off and they want you off the plane, they'll get you off the plane.
Oh, definitely. And I understand. I thought about it afterwards. I'm like, well, you know what? You know, I was in the wrong.
Yes, and that's what I'm getting at. So in retrospect, it's obvious that if you had to do it again, that it's not a fight, it's not some freaky, it's someone that's having a medical problem. You probably shouldn't have rolled video on that.
Yep. All righty. Thanks, guys.
Hey, buddy, thanks for listening to the show. And listen, you're being honest, and I think that's a good attribute there.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't have videoed that in the first place. That sucked. But the fact that you're coming to grips with your mistake now, I think that makes you a big man. Man, I'll tell you,
right.
Does anything beat the variety on this show?
No.
Nothing beats the variety on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Were you about to say something?
No, we get every angle. That's what makes it beautiful.
Yes. Listen, you can always call us at 800-990-1047. You can always email me. My private email is mj@mjmorningshow.com. You can follow me and send me direct messages on Instagram. I'm certified MJ Radio. Roxanne is Roxanne Wilder. Fester doesn't even look at his. Froggy is what? Froggy MJ Radio.
I guess. I don't even know.
So what is yours? Your Fester sucks, right?
Which is true.
Speaking of Instagram, is there anything else that I needed to? Let's see. Oh, let's get Chloe up to 2,000.
Oh, no.
You know what? She's Generation Z. They live their lives on how many likes they get.
This is awful. This is your prize, your present for your daughter's graduation.
No, I took her to
diploma receipt.
I took her to Raja Ampat.
That was one
in
half
Indonesia.
of it. I got you two presents. One, a trip to Raja Ampat.
And I paid for her college, and I'm probably going to end up paying for law school as well.
And I got you 2,000 likes.
No, she's at 1837 now, which is really strong. So right now, the pin photo on Certified MJ Radio on my Instagram is Chloe the other night because her diploma came in the mail. 3.5 years at the University of New Hampshire. She has a Bachelor of Arts degree, triple major in history, English, and international affairs. And she also graduated with honors, magna cum laude. And right now, the picture of Chloe holding her diploma in my house on my Instagram has 1,837 likes. Let's just get it. Come on, let's just do an even 2,000.
Then we can stop people.
Listen, all I need is 163 right now. We need 163 more likes right now to get Chloe to 2,000 likes. So, you know what? That's all she wants.
That's it.
That's the graduation gifts that she wants from you, the MJ Morning Show listener, to get 2,000 likes. Yeah. So let's do a like-a-thon right now. The phones are ringing. All right, just go to my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. Give me a follow if you desire. And the Chloe picture is the first one. Let's
please, people. Chloe,
let's get her to 2,000 likes on her diploma picture. Come on, let's go.
That's all you can do.
All right, hang on. Let me go and see how many more we have here. All right, we're at 1854. We just put another 20?
Poor Chloe.
All right, so we need 146.
Oh, the kid's born on second base. She needs your 2,000 likes.
We need 146 more likes to get to 2,000 likes. Let's. Yeah.
Please like now. Please, for Chloe's sake.
All right. I just shut off Sarah McLachlan.
Price is Right? What is this? Oh, this is Family Feud music.
Yeah. All right. So,
man.
we just hit 2,000 likes for Chloe. Thank you, folks. Thank you so much.
Exciting.
You know, Chloe's horrified right now.
Yeah, she didn't ask for this.
She's thoroughly
This is like
embarrassed.
one of those, when you create a GoFundMe page for someone who doesn't want you to create a GoFundMe.
She doesn't want this.
Oh, speaking of that, are you aware? This is another item. You come off vacation, and there's just so much crap that you got to do. Monday morning we had all the Super Bowl stuff, and coming back from my 2-week vacation. But another item that I didn't get to, but I have still in my pile. Hang on, let me find it. Are you up to speed on the whole Alyssa Milano thing?
No.
Oh, you don't
Tell
know
me
about this?
it. No, I don't.
Because you just brought up GoFundMe. This is a very interesting. This is like a fundamental right or wrong argument. Agree, disagree. So, Alyssa Milano, the actress, who I like her. I have no issue with Alyssa Milano, but here's the deal. She's got a lot of money, right? I mean, Alyssa, was she part of did she have some kind of side business that made her a fortune, or am I thinking of somebody else?
I don't think she's like a ridiculously wealthy actress, but she's been in a couple of shows.
All right, here's the deal. Alyssa Milano has been taking a lot of heat online, and I need you to listen to the story. And if you haven't heard it yet, I mean, I should have done this, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday, yesterday, and I just didn't get around to it. But Alyssa Milano is under fire. Why? Because she was at the Super Bowl. She was at the Super Bowl where the Kansas City Chiefs beat the San Francisco 49ers in Las Vegas. She was at the game with her son Milo, who's 12 years old.
Okay.
And she posted a photo on social media of the two of them in their seats at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. But here's the issue. 2 weeks prior to the Super Bowl, she asked her fans for donations for a New York City trip for her son's baseball team. So she starts this GoFundMe to raise $10,000 so her son's baseball team can go on a trip to New York City. And folks are like, wait a sec. You're Alyssa Milano. You're an actress. You're at the Super Bowl in clearly expensive seats. And you didn't just cover the whole trip for your son's team. Instead, you're hawking and trying to beg for GoFundMe donations. So some people let her have it. So the question is, agree or disagree? And folks just were rubbed the wrong way that here she's posting pictures of her son with her at the Super Bowl, an expensive proposition. But then a week or two earlier, she's begging people to make donations to a GoFundMe page to send her son's baseball team to New York City. Why the hell are they going to New York City anyway for baseball? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, good question. I have, my daughter comes home all the time now with different fundraisers for school, and they always want you to log on, create your account, and then they give you all the options to share everything to your social media pages. And I have a problem doing that. If it's my kid, I have a real hard time going on social media and doing that. I'm going to get money from my parents or I'm going to donate myself, I'm comfortable with that, but I'm not. I feel bad asking. Then I need to then donate to all of their
kid
causes.
stuff, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
listen, this is a very, let's go to phones on this. What are your thoughts? Because I'm trying to rack my brain here. There was another story. What was it was like another celebrity, and it's like their housekeeper or one of their servants, one of their employees was having an issue, and was it a Kardashian? I'm trying to remember who it was, but another big celebrity was trying to raise money. I think it was for medical bills or a medical issue or for surgery, and it was some celebrity that was also trying to get people to donate money. And people also lashed out. It's like, you paying for this person's medical issue is like a drop in the bucket for your net worth. Why are you out there hawking money? And the same thing with Alyssa Milano. Let's go to phones on this. Where do you stand on this? If you've got a rich individual, you got a celebrity, what are your thoughts? If they have the means in order to, cover the cost of something, what are your thoughts on them begging or hawking for donations or GoFundMe donations versus just covering the tab themselves? You think it's right? You think it's wrong? What about the Alyssa Milano situation? She's at the Super Bowl, pictured with her son, and just 2 weeks earlier trying to get money to send a base 10 grand. Like, is 10 grand going to make a big difference? Alyssa Milano's seats at the Super Bowl were probably 10 grand a seat.
Yeah, right. There's your whole team trip to New York.
Probably twice over. All right, let's go to phones on this. Where do you stand on this kind of situation? 800-990-1047. That's how you get in. 800-990-1047. Do you side with the celeb trying to use their celebrity to raise money on GoFundMe, or do you think these celebs ought to step up and just pay for the damn thing themselves? Where are you on this? Agree, disagree? What's your take? Hey, you might have something completely different. Maybe you remember a celebrity trying to raise money, and maybe you said to yourself, why don't they just cover the damn thing themselves? All right, 800-990-1047. What are your thoughts? 800-990-1047. All right, Andrew's screening. All the lines are ringing. Yes, Rox.
Okay, you said maybe you remember a celebrity trying to raise money. Of course, celebrities have foundations. They do fundraisers themselves for different causes. But this is more, let's have this team take a trip. If it was like, let's raise money for one of the boys on the team who's battling XYZ, and she knows that she has a powerful voice as an actress to get the word out, to get more people to contribute, great.
I just got a text on my phone from a phone number that is not in my address book, and they just said, hey, what about Mary Lou Retton? The Mary Lou Retton situation, that was a little different because...
I don't think Mary Lou Retton was of great means.
Yeah, like she spent, I think, all of her endorsement money years ago, appearing on the Wheaties box with her gold medal. Now, I think that's a little different story. But
maybe Mary Lou makes a couple of $100,000 a year. Maybe, I don't know.
Whoever just texted me, Mary Lou Retton, to my private cell number, my texts are working again. Whoever you are, tell me who you are, because for whatever reason, you're not coming up in my address book.
Yeah.
So whoever just sent me the Mary Lou Retton text me back and tell me who you are.
Also,
I'd love to know.
It wasn't Mary...
Or the fact that my cell phone is like the worst kept secret in town anyway, but go ahead.
It wasn't Mary Lou who was begging for the money.
It's like fans, right?
Somebody opened an account for her that she could use toward these funds.
Because of her medical issues.
But, here's Alyssa, first person, saying, hey, donate to this cause for my kid to go with his team to this place for whatever reason.
Let me go to phones. David in Bradenton. David, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, MJ, how's it going?
Going well.
I just want to say I hate it, but this is this is a secret to how the rich stay rich, man. They use opium.
Other people's money.
Yep, other people's money all the time. I wish I could do it, but.
Oh, by the way, the person texting me was Terry from our business department.
Terry?
Yeah. All right, well, Terry's got my cell number, but I don't have Terry's. Terry, I'm going to put you in our in my address book now. So David, you think that the celebrities that have means ought to just cover this themselves?
Absolutely. You know, they got some money. Why not? You know, there's other people that don't have money, but, you know, like they're giving it to them for some reason because they're asking for it. I don't know why.
All right. Got you, David. Thanks for the call. Sheila is in St. Pete. Hey, Sheila, MJ Morning Show. You're up next.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
I'm opposed to her asking for money because she has more than enough to cover the trip. So why didn't one of the other parents do it, or are they all rich?
No, that's a good point.
So they didn't want to do that.
Yeah, why GoFundMe? Why not, all the parents just get together and, you know, you got a baseball team. What do you got?
Totally.
Probably 20 kids on the baseball team?
Right.
I mean, the kid's not playing on the Compton
could pool
Cougars
the
or
money.
anything. It's probably not a hard-pressed team.
All right, Sheila, thanks for the call. Shawnee is in Brandon. Shawnee, what are your thoughts on the Alyssa Milano GoFundMe? Should she have covered it herself or what?
I don't think she should cover it because then they're going to expect it every time for her to cover it.
Yeah, that's another point.
I mean, it's not right because she's super rich, but everybody has a choice. She can put it out there, and people don't want to donate. They don't have to donate.
Listen, Shawnee, that's a very good point. Thank you, buddy. Krista is in Land O'Lakes. Krista, MJ Morning Show, you're next.
Good morning. I don't think she should have to always pay. I'm not a particular fan of Alyssa Milano, but she did sponsor other children that weren't going to be able to pay for their uniforms. So she did enough. Why can't she ask other people to donate?
Don't you think there's something like asking people maybe in her circle as opposed to her fans?
But we don't know the whole situation. We just know what social media and the news has put out there. We don't know what kind of league her son plays in.
This is Alyssa Milano. If you're a fan of Charmed and my work, please.
And who's the boss?
Oh, yeah. Please. Oh, Tony Danza's not here today.
Oh, man.
A perfect opportunity for Froggy, but Froggy called in sick, shocker,
Hey, let me
at
give you
3:50 this
Let
morning.
me give you a poor man's Tony Danza.
Yeah, hey, it's Tony Danza. Hey, Alyssa, why you hawking for some GoFundMe money here?
You know who's got the money? Mona.
Yeah, Mona.
Mona. No, it's got to be like this. Mona.
Krista, thanks for the call. Reese is in Panama City. Hey, Reese, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, I used to always follow you on your other show, so now I get to listen to you on YouTube and then call in from Panama City again.
Yeah, my afternoon show, one of my affiliates was up in Panama City, and you can tell this is a much different show. And does it sound like I'm having more?
Yeah,
Does it sound like I'm having more fun doing this show?
Oh, yes, definitely. You're not stressed out.
Yeah, and that's why one of the reasons why I gave up my afternoon show is I was just sick of the politics. You know, I was just fed up.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it wears on you.
Yep. All right, Reese, go ahead.
My thing is, you know, if they want her to donate, they're going to expect her to donate every single time, and she's not like a billionaire. So I understand her making the GoFundMe, you know, because you can't rely on one parent to constantly spend the money for all the children. And we were trying to come up with an idea up here because my daughter goes to a small, you know, public school here, and the kids don't have the money, and nobody was willing to donate. And it breaks my heart, all these kids that have never...
Where were they trying to go? What was the fundraiser for?
St. Augustine.
Yeah, it's not an extravagant trip, Panama City to St. Augustine. Were they able to finally raise the money?
Have the money. They don't have the
So hold on. They still don't have the money?
No, so they canceled the trip.
Oh, wait a sec. Roxanne is going to step up and pay for the whole trip.
She'll take care of all of it, Reese.
Roxanne.
Yeah, no, MJ, you told me you wanted
How
to.
much money do you need, Reese?
It was $500 per child for the whole.
And how many kids total?
Whole fifth grade.
How many kids total?
Probably maybe 1,000, maybe.
Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Wait a second.
Hold the phone.
Wait a
Hold the phone.
500 a kid with 1,000 kids?
I didn't know there were 1,000 kids in Panama City, much less 1,000 going on.
That's a $500,000.
Population.
What?
All right, stop now, Reese. 1,000 children were going to make the trip across a state?
I'm sure it's probably, 200 or 300 kids for the fifth grade.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Reese, thanks for the call. Hey, thanks for checking in. Keep listening to the show. I appreciate it.
300 kids is still $150,000. Right?
Andrew, I'm just going to take 3 more calls here, but the phones won't stop on this. Lynn is in Tarpon. Lynn, celebrities hawking for GoFundMes when maybe they could cover the nut themselves. What do you think?
I definitely don't feel that she should have to, everybody's looking at her for a handout probably in her life.
That's a good point.
And I believe that, enough is enough sometimes. She's responsible by putting that out there to everyone, but I think that what would happen is if she did it then, she's going to always be expected to do it. So I kind of agree with a lot of your other callers that, she did the right thing. She put it out there. She's asking for GoFundMe. Her contribution was very large, probably, right? And that I totally do not like how everybody attacks people when they don't know the whole, the whole broad.
Lynn, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Two more. Laura in Clearwater. Laura, go ahead.
Morning.
Morning.
I just wanted to say that we don't know her story. We don't know what's going on. I don't know that she's worked and made a lot of money in recent years. So who knows? But my point was, celebrities have celebrity friends, and they tend to give each other gifts.
Hold on. You have celebrity friends?
No, I'm saying that celebrities have celebrity friends.
Oh, okay. I wanted to know who your celebrity friends were.
No.
I mean, you're in Clearwater. You hanging with Tom Cruise?
No, haven't seen him lately, no.
Right.
So, but yeah, somebody could have given her and her son those tickets very easily. So we don't know the story.
Laura, thanks for the call. All right, last call is Cheryl is in Tampa. Cheryl, final say on this. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning, guys. I thought I remember Alyssa Milano having the NFL licensing for female football gear, so she probably didn't pay for her tickets. And the second thing I want to say is sometimes I've been on the flip side of things when you're asked to do things for your children's schools or fundraisers or extracurricular activities where you get slack where they say, oh, you're just going to throw money at it. You can't work at the lunchroom. You can't come work at, the baseball concession stands or what have you.
Yeah.
And thirdly, like someone else mentioned, Alyssa has affluent friends and everything. Maybe it's expected of her to use her platform for something positive like this and to raise money for youth sports.
Thanks for the call. Final say. Have a great day. Thanks for checking in. All right, folks, that ends well over an hour and 20 minutes of Nonstop MJ. When we get back, another long chunk of the show, including why you should never hover over a public toilet, a woman that found out that she dated her half-brother in high school.
Oh, I saw that story and I passed on sending it to you.
Yeah, well, I'm not passing. I'm doing it. Also, want a serious relationship? Day after Valentine's Day, you want a serious relationship? Got a hot tip for you. Also, an update on the Cookie Monster shoplifters at Lowe's. All right, hang on. That is just scratching the surface. I agree with Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, on penalties that he wants to increase on a particular crime here in Florida. So what is that? We'll get to that in just a bit. Anyway, we're loaded. Don't move as the MJ Morning Show continues next here on Q105, 854 at the MJ Morning Show. One of our newer advertisers. In fact, we're going to give away tickets this hour. Styx, Foreigner, and John Waite. All three, Saturday, July 20th, Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater. And we'll have tickets this hour, your chance to call in and win. Also, Fester, is Foreigner also scheduled to play at the Florida State Fair? Or why do I think they're supposed to be? Or when, the Strawberry Festival? When is that?
It comes up in
March. Maybe it's the Strawberry Festival they're supposed to be. Anyway, I think Foreigner's going to be in town like twice, if I'm not mistaken. But also, weren't they just nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
They made the long list, not the
yeah.
induction.
No. That's why I said nominated. I didn't say inducted. I said nominated. And it's I don't think they've been nominated in the past, and you think Foreigner, why not? And there's a story that's floated around that Foreigner had like a bad beef with Jan Wenner from Rolling Stone, who was on the advisory board or the leadership of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and
that's a flaw in the system.
Yeah,
if Foreigner's taking this long to get in there.
Yeah, I think so. I absolutely agree with that. 9:04 at the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Man, I got a lot we got to get to.
March 8th. March 8th, 7:30 Strawberry Festival.
Yeah, look, so Foreigner's coming to town again. Yeah. So Foreigner will be here in March at the Florida Strawberry Festival, and then Foreigner again in July with Styx and John Waite. So got your tickets to win this hour here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. So the day after Valentine's Day, it's kind of appropriate. If you want a serious relationship, it's kind of ridiculous. According to a new survey of 2,000 adults here in the United States, in a serious relationship, engaged or married, do you know what is attractive? So if you want a serious relationship, one of the things that you need to do to demonstrate that you're a responsible, serious person is get a savings account. Was this sponsored by a bunch of banks?
Really?
According to a new survey, 2,000 U.S. adults, blah, 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 serious relationship, engaged, married, having a savings account, 40% say or not having any debt, 38%, having a 5-year plan, 29%, having life insurance, 23%, are all attractive traits in a partner.
I mean, it shows some kind of responsibility.
I just thought it was kind of weird. All right, Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida. And with any politician, I don't agree, whatever side of the aisle you're on, and we don't do a lot of politics on this show, but this is not a political story. But with any politician, I agree with some things. I disagree with other things. I don't think with any politician that maybe I voted for or I support that I've always agreed with them 100%. And DeSantis is no different. I disagree with him on certain things. I agree. Now, this, I'm telling you right now, I fully agree with. And this is a perfect segue into the update on the Cookie Monster Lowe's shoplifting story. DeSantis, the governor here in Florida, wants to increase penalties for retail theft in the state of Florida. Absolutely. Retail theft, these organized gangs, the crime, it's out of hand. And we're suffering. We, the people, the end users, we're paying for with higher prices. We're paying for the ridiculous amount of shoplifting, whether they're onesies or whether they're these horrific organized gang retail theft organizations, which are all over the place. We're paying for it with higher prices. So, yes, I saw this on Channel 8's website this morning that DeSantis is calling on Florida legislators to deter retail theft by increasing penalties. DeSantis made the announcement during a news conference at the Cape Coral Police Department earlier this week. The governor said right now thieves will only get a felony if they commit 5 different retail thefts in 45 days. So DeSantis wants death penalty for retail theft after 3 crimes. So you steal 3 different times, death penalty. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. All right. He doesn't want that, but he wants to lower the bar for the penalties. And I fully agree with that. We have got to combat this problem, and it's certainly the right time to crack down, have the Florida legislature in the latest session to have them institute both the House and the Senate, and it sounds like DeSantis would sign it, to put harsher penalties in effect for thieves that are ripping stores off left and right. And for penalties to be enhanced, increased, and not have a higher threshold to get to, a felony rap.
Yeah. Yes, sir. You should run for governor yourself. Sounds like you're making a campaign speech.
You know what?
Vote MJ.
I would be like the most common sense politician.
Oh, we don't need that.
I ought to run for mayor of Tampa in 2027. Is it 27? You know what? MJ for mayor of Tampa, 2027. I'm throwing my hat in the ring right here, right now. That'll be a stepping stone to governor.
No way. You just make all your campaign announcements on your Instagram just to get followers.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right, Fester. Yep. Look at my follower count. Who cares about winning the race?
DeSantis said he wants to have severe enough penalties to deter people from retail theft in the future. You should not have to get to 5 thefts to make it a felony.
Yeah, it does sound ridiculous.
It does. I fully agree with the governor on this. Absolutely. DeSantis also said legislators are looking for a way to create a criminal offense called aggregated retail theft. Not aggravated, but aggregated, and it would be a first-degree felony. Yeah, according to the governor, those who use a gun to commit retail theft or anyone who already has 2 or more convictions for retail theft would face an aggregated retail theft charge. And that's where they get to run you over with the police cruiser. It doesn't say that, but
we can work on that one. Let's get this one passed first.
Yeah. And with that, perfect segue. Earlier this week, remember we did C is for cookie, S is for shoplift,
at the Lowe's.
R is for ripoff.
Yeah.
At a Lowe's down in Cape Coral.
What did they steal again?
Remember it was...
You're stuck.
It was the Cookie Monster couple. Cookie Monster. So this couple wearing Cookie Monster pajamas were ripping off a Lowe's location down in Cape Coral.
Yes. That's where the governor was.
Is that Charlotte or Lee County? Cape Coral.
Don't know.
Could you look that up for me? Yeah, just type in Cape Coral and we'll say what county. I think it's Charlotte County, if I'm not mistaken.
Lee County. Lee County.
I'm mistaken. It is Lee County. All right. So according to the Cape Coral Police Department, the couple wearing the Cookie Monster pajamas that went through Lowe's and was ripping them off, they've been arrested. And they're also now facing animal cruelty charges as well. According to the Cape Coral Police Department, you have Charlie Jorge Perez, 22, and Halina Annalise Sepulveda. Wonder if she was named after the boulevard out in L.A. Yeah. 19. They stole items from this Lowe's store earlier this month. It was last Sunday rather, and they were wearing Sesame Street pajamas. F is for felon. D is for death penalty.
No. Jeez. Some bad shoplifters.
A is for ass clown.
Yes, they are ass clowns.
That's accurate.
Yeah, police say that when the loss prevention folks at Lowe's tried to stop them, remember, they left the store and Perez, the male, he lifted up his shirt to reveal a G is for gun. The guy revealed a gun in the waistband of his Cookie Monster pajamas. Anyway, good news. These maniacs are off the street, arrested on robbery charges. They went to the couple's home. They got a search warrant. That's some good police work there, Lou. They were able to put this one to bed pretty quickly.
Speaking of putting it to bed, they were wearing pajamas.
Oh, wait a minute. What other little hitch did I just mention a little while ago?
About what?
They were also hit with animal cruelty charges. They had the Cookie Monster tied up under the bed. No.
Oh, no.
No,
Let me out.
B is for bound. G is for gagged. K is for kidnapped.
Just one cookie.
L is for larceny.
Yeah. So here's the deal.
I'm just going to go through all the crimes I know.
Who are you? What's all this?
When the cops served the search warrant and went inside, there was an overwhelming odor of animal waste, feces, urine, and apparently the Cape Coral police found 4 mixed breed French bulldogs that were inside the bedroom. They were caged. They were not being taken care of. It was a disgusting fecal and urine disaster in there. So they've also been hit not only with the retail theft charges, also, you brandish a weapon. I believe you could be hit with like an aggravated, battery charge potentially on that. So throw the book at these bitches. That's awful. Yeah. So they called in the county animal control. They took the dogs. They're cleaning the dogs out. Unbelievable. Yeah. Neglect of the dogs. Pain and suffering. So they've been charged with 4 counts of animal cruelty, 1 count of robbery with a firearm. The woman was charged with 4 counts of animal cruelty as well, 1 count of principal in the robbery with a firearm. Anyway, guess what? These 2 are probably going to Florida State prison for, I would guess, a minimum of 5 years.
Just like Oscar the Grouch, they're all going to be living in a can. Isn't it?
B is for big house.
Yes.
P is for prison.
Big Bird is so disappointed in these 2. And Elmo, he must be beside himself.
Yeah, anyway, so that's good news. The Cookie Monster bandits have been busted. Now, it kind of makes your skin crawl. I dated my half-brother in high school.
Ew.
How does that happen?
A Connecticut woman is speaking out, according to the Post, after learning that she unknowingly dated her half-brother in high school. After years of being left in the dark regarding the true identity of her biological father. Victoria Hill, 39, has recently made this gut-wrenching discovery after it was revealed that her mother was wrongfully artificially inseminated by a fertility doctor, Burton Caldwell.
Oh, one of those doctors that has a bunch of kids?
Yeah, one of these doctors that thinks that he's God's gift and wants to, like, spread his seed all over the place.
That's a God complex right there, yeah.
God. Yeah, after Hill had enough courage to tell close friends, including her former partner, of this incest that she had no idea that she was performing years earlier. The story, the unnamed man whose own mother had allegedly been treated by Caldwell as well. They took a DNA test. So it turned out that this sicko fertility doctor that was impregnating women with his own stuff.
Oh, God.
That, yeah, he was the father of both kids. So here you're getting it on with your half-brother. And she just recently made this. I mean, you talk about like the trauma here. I mean, the mother went through the trauma knowing that this, doctor did not, inseminate her with the right stuff. And then you find out that you dated a guy in high school that was also a byproduct of this doctor's shady behavior. Ugh, it's kind of a. I mean, she didn't know.
No.
But that's got a little bit of an ick kind of thing.
It's got a big ick kind of thing to it.
Hey, true or false, it is always a good time when you hover over a public toilet.
I think a lot of people do that because they don't want their thighs and their butt to touch the seat and pick up any germs that might be on the toilet seat.
Well, you should never hover over a public toilet seat or public toilet. This is according to Dr. Poon.
Is that the guy I want to tell me about toilet etiquette?
Was
it Dr. Wiz wasn't available?
No, it's Dr. Poonam Desai, who went on Instagram to share the best way to sit on a public toilet seat. Many people tend to hover or even sit on top of the toilet seat, leading to splashing of all kinds of stuff on the toilet seat. She says in this viral video, despite many believing you'll catch some sort of nasty issue on your butt from a toilet seat, it's not very likely that you contract the disease by directly sitting on the toilet seat, but it still is kind of gross to sit on, other people's OPP, other people's poop.
I mean,
OPP, did it.
You got to kind of wipe the seat down.
Yeah. I personally tend to wipe the toilet, put a toilet seat cover, and then sit on the toilet. I mean, this is kind of fundamental.
Yeah,
I mean, do we really need Dr. Poon to tell us this?
Is this his big scientific discovery?
No, it's a she.
Okay, is this her big scientific discovery?
Dr. Poonam Desai. New viral video on whether you should hold a squat or just flat out refuse to use a squat. Sit on the toilet. Don't sit on the toilet. But, hey, when you're in public and you got to go, you got to go. So she likes the wiping of the toilet seat. So, I saw this quite a bit while traveling in Taiwan and in Jakarta. At the airport bathrooms, they all had like sanitizer in the stalls. So you could take toilet tissue, you could take toilet paper and load it up with like the sanitizer stuff that they had mounted on the stall wall right next to the toilet paper dispenser. Both of, we were in a couple of lounges and they had these like disinfecting. Not only did some have the toilet seat protectors, but they also had like a antibacterial, fungal killing like spray so you could wipe down the toilet seat with that. I don't see that here in the United States. Is this the audio of Dr. Poon?
Yes, this is Dr. Poonam.
Poonam
Desai.
Yeah, here we go. All right, roll Dr. Poon.
is it to directly sit on public toilet seats? I'm Dr. Desai, and let's talk about this.
Yes.
Many people tend to hover or even like squat on top of the toilet seat, leading to splashing of urine and feces on the toilet seat.
Ugh.
Now, it's not very likely that you contract a disease by directly sitting on the toilet seat. It is kind of gross to sit on other people's feces or urine. I personally tend to wipe the toilet,
See, look.
put a toilet seat cover, and then sit on the toilet. And the reason is if you hover on top of the toilet seat, you can actually cause a strain in your pelvic muscles and incomplete empty.
Oh, I don't want an incomplete empty.
No, I don't want an incomplete
No,
empty.
I want a full empty.
And my pelvic muscles, I'm very concerned about those.
Thank you, Dr. Poon. I kind of already said exactly what she just did verbatim.
I
but,
wanted to hear from the doctor.
Well, listen, who doesn't want to hear from Dr. Poon? Do me a favor, why don't you follow Dr. Poon and bring us any of
It
Dr.
says she's a celebrity physician.
She's got 195,000 followers.
She's doing something right.
I can't even get to 16,000. She's
Anti-aging.
talking about poop and pee, and I've got she's got
Well,
100.
everybody needs to know about that. So she's talking about something that
195,000.
appeals or applies to everybody.
All right. 9:21 at the MJ Morning Show. We still have a solid chunk of the MJ Morning Show to go. I'm looking through my pile. Yeah, we got Fester, guess what's coming back?
TV show?
No. There's a food item that went away. We did this maybe a year and a half ago. We did a story about a very popular, iconic food item that was going bye-bye. Now it's coming back. Back from the dead. We'll explain. Hang on. That and a whole lot more next here on the MJ Morning Show, as well as concert tickets. So in just a short amount of time, we will give away concert tickets for Styx, Foreigner, John Waite at the Amphitheater in July. So your chance to win that coming up in just a bit here on the MJ Morning Show. 9:29 at the MJ Morning Show, the final segment of the program, and a reward is on the way as well, meaning you have a chance to win some concert tickets. Yeah, we got Foreigner, Styx, and John Waite going to be at the Amphitheater July 20th, and we got your tickets in just a bit. Have we heard from Froggy at all?
No.
Just the 350 text this morning that Froggy was not going to make it because he blew up his bathroom. What does that mean? No, I'm kidding. It didn't say that. Should we check in with Kim to see how Froggy's doing?
I mean, I'm concerned about the guy.
Yeah.
He didn't specify an issue. He just said bad night.
Yeah, exactly. He said, I'm having a bad night. I'm not gonna make it tomorrow morning. Sorry. Let me try Kim. Kim is Froggy's wife. I don't know her cell number by heart. Kim, 813. Let's just... what is the general repertoire of Froggy's ailments?
Well, sometimes he has headaches. That would be my top guess.
Yeah, migraines, the IBS, back issues.
Yeah, back issues.
Yeah, he's an unhealthy guy.
Overall,
yeah.
Yes.
Does that mean that, like, Valentine's Day was...
Hi, you've reached
she's avoiding me.
phone right now, but please leave me a message. I'll get back to you as soon as.
I'm going to call her again one more time. Here. All right, one more time. Is she going to send me to voicemail again? That went to voicemail too fast. Yeah, she, like, rejected me.
Might be the law of twos. Who knows?
Yeah. Let's see. Listen, we're genuinely concerned. When's the last time we had like a whole week of Froggy?
I think the last week we were on the air before your trip he was. I took the last couple days off.
Hi, you've reached Kim. I can't.
Yeah, she's avoiding us.
Yeah. You know, Froggy, he's got those issues, man.
Yeah. Well, listen, I wish Froggy the best. You know, I want to address this with him. I guess I can mention it now. Did you see the image that I posted on my Instagram of Froggy behind me making like a beaver face?
Yeah, I saw that.
Man, our fan base, man, they're very, very attached to the program. They're very what's the word I'm looking for?
Invested is what you're looking for.
Observant. So listen, invested is a good word as well. Observant. Froggy, the other morning, I was kind of yelling at him because I looked over and he's like doing all kinds of shelving orders. I'm like, dude, can I just get you to pay attention during the show? He's got his phone going. He's got all kinds of sheets out. He's running his shelving business during the show. And well, I guess while I was talking about this, unbeknownst to me, he walked behind me and the MJTV camera right in front of me catches Froggy right behind me, and he's doing like this. Ooh, he's doing like this Sam Bankman-Fried girlfriend, like a beaver tooth face.
Yeah,
you know?
that's what it is.
And Froggy's doing this, and numerous people said, "Hey, do you know that Froggy was behind you making this like beaver, like bucktooth face?" And people actually emailed me screenshots from MJTV of Froggy doing this face behind me. That's how observant, how invested people are in this program. And I posted actually the frame capture, the frame grab. So if you want to see it, it's up at it's up on Certified MJ Radio. It's on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. And let me see where it is. It is the number 1, 2. It's the third one.
It's the only one with Froggy standing behind MJ looking like a beaver.
And guess what? He's a 44-year-old guy wearing a Royal Rumble T-shirt.
Yeah, it looks good.
With making a bucktooth beaver face. And now he's he's trying to imitate Bucky from the Bucky's convenience store and gas stations.
That's right.
With 750 gas pumps at every location. And 12,000 types of beef jerky, right?
That's a little bit low, but yes.
That's your place. That's your place, Fester, right?
Yeah.
It's a good time.
All right, before we get out of here, a couple of things. Travis Kelce, unfortunately, that Chiefs celebratory parade yesterday was marred. Andrew, is there anything out of the Kansas City Police Department? There's nothing new. They've not revealed any kind of a motive on what caused the shooting. And the last that I saw was 22 shot, 1 dead. It was a DJ by the name of Lisa Lopez from a community radio station in Kansas City. He's a DJ in our line of work. And she apparently was the host of a Tejano music show. And she was hit in the stomach with a bullet.
So sad.
While celebrating the Chiefs' victory at the Super Bowl. It's horrific.
Senseless.
Still no information on a motive. Looking at front page of the Kansas City Star, and of course they're all over it, but nothing from the police department.
Yeah, like 11 kids were hit with bullets. I think they're all going to survive, age 6 to 15 years old, 2 in custody. There was another story of somebody else that was tackled, and there are multiple stories out about Good Samaritans, that heroes that tackled some of these shooters and detained them and held them on the ground until the police were able to rush in. But that's just, what a shame.
Yeah.
I mean, really just, and no motive yet. What caused this? You'd think that if it was just an argument between two people, how does that escalate into 21 people shot or 22 people shot and 1 deceased? So, when are we going to get an update on what actually happened? All right, on a different note from the parade, Travis Kelce was all like wobbling on stage. This is before the shooting.
Yeah, he was tanked up.
Man, he
was feeling no pain.
No, he was like absolutely just blitzed. He had to be held up, apparently. Yeah, here's drunk Travis Kelce, I guess making Taylor Swift proud.
You know this song, sing along. Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in booze and ruined the Niners affair. The last one to know. We were the last one to show. We were the last ones they thought they'd see there. And I saw the surprise, that fear in their eyes. I said when we took that glass of champagne, Pat took that glass of champagne, I promise you. When I took, and I toasted you.
My God.
On even through what I never, what? I got friends in low places. Thousand in low places away. There will be all.
My God.
Oh, I got friends.
Can you imagine, let's say he was caught up in that emergent situation with the shooting. He couldn't do anything.
No, he's of no help.
He couldn't stand up. And you also heard Patrick Mahomes. He kind of started the chorus of "I got friends in low place." That was Mahomes that was starting off. Man, but was that a drunk ramble or what?
That's crazy.
Listen, for that slice of the parade, hey, good for him. I'm glad he's having a great time. He deserves it, and that's fine.
Has he made up with Andy Reid after the shove and the F-bomb and all that stuff? Is
yeah.
that
I know. Yeah, that's over.
I know that he apologized, but I mean that doesn't still stick.
Look,
it's all forgotten, washed away.
They're champions. Yes, it's gone.
All right.
The same way you yell at us or we yell at you in the studio when it's over. It's one of those isolated seconds. Big deal.
Well, I don't yell at anyone in here.
Not anymore, man. I don't like this new mellow MJ. I liked it when everybody was pissed off all the time.
It's the lithium pills. No, I'm kidding. What food item went away? I mean, this was big fanfare. Fanfare. You had people that were just devastated. People that love this particular food item. I will narrow down the field. It's a confectionery dessert item, and it went away, and now it is coming back, much to the happiness of many. Do you remember what happened? I can't believe it's been this long. So it was the summer of 22.
Year and a half?
Yep, the summer of 2022 is apparently when we did the story that it was going away. Klondike announced that this particular item was being discontinued. Fester.
I know what it is now.
Do you know
Yes.
what it is?
The Choco Taco.
Yes, that is correct. So the Choco Taco was discontinued in 2022. And guess what? It's coming back.
It hasn't taken very long.
Well, it's coming back at Taco Bell. I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, doesn't that make 100% sense? So the ice cream Choco Taco, an ice cream truck staple, your waffle cone turned into a taco shell looking thing. It was invented back in 1983, so it was almost 40 years old, and then Klondike, those bastards, they pulled the plug on the Choco Taco, and now it's coming back. Yeah, it turns out that as part of new menu items for this year, 2024, Taco Bell has partnered with the Portland-based ice cream company Salt and Straw to create the ice cream chocolate taco.
So
which features waffle cones, cinnamon ice cream dipped in chocolate, topped with toasted, like little brown, like Rice Krispies kind of thing,
little
right?
Crunchies, right?
Yeah, Rice Krispie Crunchies, whatever. Yeah. New CEO of Taco Bell, Sean Tresvant, had spent time in Portland, Oregon. It was there that he became familiar with local ice cream maker Salt and Straw. And they've been turning out their very own take on the Choco Taco. They call it the chocolate tacolet. And they've been doing it for over 10 years. So Taco Bell's working with them. But I would think they could have worked with Klondike in order to make this item and then supply all of the Taco Bells in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
You'd think.
But I guess does this place in Portland, Oregon have the scalability to make these chocolate tacos, these ice cream tacos how many? how many Taco Bell locations are in the United States? I would say,
Oh,
what,
good question.
8,900?
Let's see.
Listen, I have no idea. I would guess there are 8,900 Taco Bell locations in the United States.
Good guess.
Are you serious? Really?
7,900.
What is it?
7,900.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
What did I
Not
say?
bad.
I said 8,900?
Yeah, you were off by 1,000. But
there are 7,900 Taco Bells in the United States. Wow, that's a hell of a guess.
Not bad.
you went over, so you would have lost the game on Price is Right. But
still. I would have if I would have said 8,900. Oh, right over the so sorry. Here's the Bob Barker shove. Hey, does Drew Carey do the Bob Barker shove? Remember Bob Barker used to get the losers out of the way quickly, used to shove them off the stage? Does Drew Carey do that?
I don't know that I've noticed it. I haven't watched that much Drew Carey, I gotta admit.
Man, that's one of the slickest moves of all time, the Bob Barker shove. Yeah. Still love that. Rest in peace, Bob Barker. All right, how much time do we have? All right, a couple of things before we get out of here. Can you imagine you're on a Delta flight and maggots start falling from one of the overhead compartments on your head?
I saw this. This is disgusting.
What?
Well, there's a reason, but it's a disgusting reason. Who travels with this?
A passenger brought fish on the airplane that was infested with bugs, stored the fish in their carry-on luggage, and this was a Delta flight from Amsterdam to Detroit.
It's a long flight.
And these maggots, these bugs start falling out of the overhead compartment on how to get out of the carry-on bag. This was midair on Tuesday. Man, the crap that happens on airplanes, man, it's unbelievable. Yeah, listen to this. Here's a social media post. Really lovely to be 2 hours into an 8-hour Delta to Amsterdam. Hold on. They're saying really lovely to be 2 hours into an 8-hour at Delta to Amsterdam and find out there is rotten fish and maggots hitching a ride with us. One passenger named Kelsey tweeted that. They since deleted it. But I think they have I think the flight was Amsterdam to Detroit, but they seem to have an
8-hour flight?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds about right. Yeah, because
go over the Arctic.
New York to Europe, you can do that in 6 hours and change. So you get over to Detroit, it's not that much, further. So that's disgusting. Why would someone bring rotted fish with bugs in their carry-on luggage? What's wrong with people?
That just got through security?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Didn't they see these wiggling maggots inside the carry-on when it went through the TSA baggage belt?
Nope, not at all.
Maybe someone put it in that person's bag to be mean. That's something you do to an enemy, right?
I know that
dead fish in their bag.
I know there was a dude named Al Gardner.
I remember Al.
Yeah, Al Gardner used to work at 970 WFLA, and Al, I guess, pissed off some people at the radio station. And they took a couple of dead fish and put them in the ceiling tiles above his desk in his office.
That's awful.
And he couldn't figure out where the smell was coming from. And finally, they found the dead fish up in the ceiling. The ceiling tiles you can just push up?
Yeah.
And they found a couple of dead, rotting fish above his desk. Unbelievable. All right, before we get out of here, folks, let's give away these sticks with Foreigner and John Wade concert tickets. Caller 21 right now, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. If you're caller 21, the concert tickets are yours. It Sticks with Foreigner and John Wade, Saturday, July 20th at the Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater, and the tickets are yours. 800-990-1047. If you're caller 21, then you're the winner. Simple as that. We'll see you back here tomorrow, folks. My Instagram is Certified MJ Radio. You need to send me an email. I'm MJ at MJMorningshow.com. That's my private personal email, MJ at MJMorningshow.com. Folks, have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow for the Friday show, and let's be careful out there.